And we're live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another evening of Dungeons and Dad Jokes. Um, I am not at home, so bear with me if I run across some technical issues. I am visiting family. Um, Please, if you are watching this, be sure to subscribe and like our videos so that, YouTube algorithms like our videos. And check out our website, dnDadJokes.com. I just finished up Out West Comic Fest, and it was their first year doing it, and I thought they had a pretty good turnout. I'm excited to see what happens next year. So met lots of good people and spread the joy of and excitement of role playing games. So, coming up soon is Frank.
Saturday, I will be in Frankfurt. Uh, Not sure yet. Right now, they have me in the main vendor hall. So I'm not sure if I'll stay there or not, but look for me on Saturday in Frankfurt from 10 to 4, 10 to 5. I'll be there. And for those of you who are watching the stream, especially those of you that might be catching it after Tuesday night, leave us a comment in the comment. Just tell us where you're viewing us from, just so that we can get an idea where you're watching
I'm
us
viewing
from.
Australia.
If you're in Australia, be sure to let us know. We'll forward that on to Senior.
Yep. And then the Saturday, not next Saturday because you'll be in Frankfurt, but the Saturday following, you'll be in Dayton at
Oh,
AcadeCon.
I'll be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Uh, the whole weekend
The
at
whole weekend.
AcadeCon.
But if
So
you want to play a game at my table and you're a grown up, you're going to have to do it on Friday or Saturday. Because on Sunday, I'm doing Junior Academy and I'm running a kids' table
yep.
on Sunday.
So Chuck's up for that, or
I was in Ohio.
Hey, if Chuck were in Ohio, he'd be right there with me.
Although
Yes, you
right
would.
now, if I was in Ohio, it'd be with Jody, but
yeah,
That's true too.
which is not near Rhonda.
It was not near Rhonda. Um, but
not,
and
no,
not,
she's
not
by the mistake
horrible,
by the
but
lake.
right. And then the Saturday after AcadeCon, which is the 15th, 16th, 17th, right? If I'm correct, I will be at RenCon for Saturday for a game and then Sunday for a kids game. Um, so check out RenCon and be sure because their scheduling is open now, so you can go in and you can schedule that, purchase tickets, things of that nature. The link to RenCon is under our information on our website.
on our website.
So check it
And
out.
then the first Saturday in December, I will be back in Louisville, guys, and I'm going to be running a holiday adventure
It'll be fun.
at the Louisville Con, which has
Awesome.
been moved to the Holiday Inn Express.
Yep. So on top of that, just check out, you can also check out all of our other social media links, which obviously is not quite as active as YouTube is because we post there every week. But you can check out all of our other social medias by clicking links below in this video description or on our website. You can get to them in both locations.
And we
So,
do have a TikTok channel that is not on any of our links.
oh, we need to fix that. We'll look into that.
Um, I believe it's in our description.
Oh, is it in our description for YouTube now?
Mhm.
Okay.
It's been
All
there
right.
for months.
Oh, okay. You can see how much we pay attention to the YouTube description. That's Joe's department.
Excellent. Pretty soon
way
it'll
to
be on the website.
way to be on top of things, Joe.
It's what I do.
All right. Well, I think that is it as far as announcements go. Um, we can get started in tonight's episode, which is episode 86, um, Lurking Dangers. So, what happened last week? And I'm going to read off my screen over here. I might be doing this because it's at an angle. Um, when the group arrives at the estate, they found Jennifer, who was guarding Fune, that Jennifer, coming up from the dungeons, coughing. She shared that Fune attacked her and attached a message to a mark that was left behind. And when shown to Fix, the message became audible for all to hear. Fix visits Renio, still in the cells, and confirms Fune's message and escape. However, he did not know what her plans might actually be. Kadeth pauses a moment to look in on Castle Aventer, spying on the throne room. It appears to have been tossed about in a whirlwind of anger. He watched for a few minutes as the servants began to clean up the room, getting everything back into place. Learning of Fune's escape, Forsyth takes to the skies to scout the area. Although he did not find her, he did spot a deal between two others in the lower portion of the city. He lands, changes shape, and expertly pickpockets both parties, walking away with 500 gold and a magical mirror. Evangeline sits on the floor at the bottom of the stairs and begins to look into her crystal ball for Fune. She is taken to the past and watches her at 13 years of age running about the house avoiding the servants who were attempting to catch her, also following her through walls. The vision ends with a large shadow looming in the corner of her room, which resembled the shadow dragon. Evangeline then turns to her book and begins to draw. This image, unlike the others, shifted and changed as she drew. A woman, seemingly made of nature itself, created a ball of vines, which from it was born a child in a burst of blue light. The child was carried to just outside of a city and handed to two young elves for her care. She shares this information with the group, then communes with Denir and Savras, and has some confirmation. Fix and Kadeth, after leaving the dungeon, traveled to the city's jail to speak with Ashudo. He was forthcoming with any information he could provide. He shares that he served Gara after saving her life for about 10 years prior, and that he did so as it gave him much pleasure to watch how nobles would squirm under her pressure. He did not know who Fene may be targeting, but did recall that she held King Humi of White Lake responsible for Gara's spiritual guidance. He also confirmed that Humi's son is to marry a lower noble by the name of Brienne. As the group reconvenes, Forsyth shares that Brienne is his sister and that his return to White Lake should remain unknown. They all head to the library, pull out maps, and discuss where they are needing to go next. After much deliberation, they decide to try to focus on the gold dragon, Aurelius, and I did say that right, Aurelius, and the city of Yashlin, using the image of a gold bell that Evangeline pulled from her drawing. Soon they find themselves standing in a thick forest with a hint of something gold peeking out of the ground nearby. And that is where we pick up tonight.
I pick it up.
You pick up the something gold.
Mhm.
As you reach down to kind of grab it, it's buried. It goes deep. Like you can't just pick it up. It's
Oh.
you brush aside some dirt and whatnot, and it goes deep.
I have tools. I start digging it out.
All right, you start digging it out. As you dig, you realize that you are looking at a gold bell, old, so there's some tarnish and whatnot to it. Um, and it's rather large. Think Liberty Bell. That's like that size. As you start to, or you uncover a good third of it and realize that that's what it is and whatnot. Now, if you choose to continue to dig it out, that's up to you. But
You want for me to dig it out for you?
Sure, but one second. I take my little my hammer and I like ding on it, see if anything happens.
okay, you hear a very muffled ring because obviously it can't reverberate being in the ground, but you do hear kind of a muffled ring, which probably tells you the inside of it might be hollow.
Okay. You have a way to get it out quickly, Forsyth?
Oh, sure. I'm just, let's see. I'm looking for the right wild shape that would actually be able to dig that really well.
Maybe
I'm
an
sure I
earth
have
elemental.
something. Yeah, true.
Yeah,
I
you can
will.
move Earth.
I will. Yeah, I can just walk through it.
That wouldn't dig it out. That would just give you access.
Right. I will turn into an earth elemental and start doing circles around it
Okay. You're
to
gonna start
loosen
with
the earth.
push the Earth aside. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. As you
I will
foresight
dig out from
changes.
under it too. I'll reach under and
Yeah.
Hold on
dig
a
out.
second here.
Oh, hold on a second. What are you planning? What are you thinking?
Nope, that's a creature.
Well, it is not a creature. It is an object.
Now, it says you magically twist space around another creature,
Oh, okay. Yeah. No,
not an
this is
item.
an object. All right. So Foresight changes into an earth elemental and kind of starts going around the bell, eventually loosening up and pushing out the dirt. He gets down to the bottom of it and starts to kind of pull some of the dirt out from the bottom of it, and it will begin to sink. It does not seem to be attached to anything anymore. It is just the bell.
How heavy is it? Or can
The
I lift
Liberty
it? Let's
Bell.
put it that way.
As an earth elemental, you can definitely shift it. I don't know about actually lifting it up. It's a solid, it looks like, to fix because you forge a lot, it looks like a solid piece of, no, it would not be a solid piece of gold. It is gold plated, um, iron of some kind. I don't know. Do they make gigantic bells out of iron? Steel?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I only have a 20 strength. I want to lift it up to uh, ground level, so it's no
Okay.
longer buried.
All right.
Basically, push it out of its hole.
Yeah, as an earth elemental, I imagine that you will be able to do that. You will be able to lift it, fill in some dirt, lift it, fill in some dirt, so that you're not actually lifting it up out of a hole per se,
Yeah,
but actually just kind of raising the ground underneath it,
yeah.
in essence.
So that
Mm.
fix can get a better fix on it.
Yep. And before too long, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, you see a bell. It's, like I said, about the size of the Liberty Bell.
I'd take a look around it, see if I see any maker's marks, any markings, runes, carvings, etchings, anything like that.
Okay. Go ahead. I don't know why I'm asking you this. Go ahead and roll me an investigation.
Because you're silly.
I know, right? It's gonna be good.
Because it's technically possible for him to fail.
It is possible.
If it gets a 1.
However,
I got a 14.
Okay.
The lowest thing I can roll is a 16. If
Well,
I roll
taking
a 1 on the dice, I have a 16.
yep. Um, by
It's a
by
bell.
all rights, it doesn't take too long to find. I mean, that's an easy thing. It doesn't take too long to find where a maker's mark would be because of the imprinting of the bell itself. The investigation was a little bit more on can you make it out. So you do make out on this bell a very, very old symbol, and it looks like probably early second age, but you're not real sure the maker itself. But you're figuring it's probably early second age
Hmm.
by the style of the symbol.
Okay. I will take a brush and clear it off, and then I will take a piece of paper and pencil and do a rubbing of it.
Okay. All right. You will get that image on that paper.
And then now I will smack it with the hammer a little bit, since it can reverberate better.
Now that it can reverberate better, it rings, and it rings loud, very loud. You probably figure anybody within at least 50 miles probably heard that.
That's a lot of bell.
Yes, it's very loud. He rings it, and you're like, ah, that's really loud. And suddenly everybody's looking around like, what creatures have we just drawn to us?
While he's playing with the bell, I am actually going to take a short rest
Okay.
so I can regain form.
Kadath, is it magical?
I will check.
You can do that at will, right? Or does that take spell slots? Okay, it is at will. Okay. You look at it.
Which one's Will?
The bell
The
currently.
bell. I'm naming it Will temporarily so that I can do it.
So you look at it, and no, it does not seem to be glowing with any kind of magic.
Okay. No magic, just a big bell.
The big bell. And Evangeline, looking at it, yeah, that's the bell that was in your pictures.
I'll take a moment and listen, see if I hear anything after such a ruckus of a bell.
All right, roll me perception, and all of you can do this if you'd like.
Perception.
Even you taking a short rest can perceive.
Yeah. 25.
Okay.
Couldn't see my dice.
23.
A dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Kadath. Uh-oh. Did your mic kill out on you?
I was muted because I'm eating.
Oh, gotcha.
What were we rolling? I missed that. Sorry.
Perception. I
Okay.
thought you had rolled.
Nope.
I mean, you don't have to roll if you don't want to. That's totally up to you.
Because I'm not perceptive, but Kadath definitely is. Or not. Because that's like a 4. 5. So, yeah.
Kadath is eating.
Kadath is like, it's just a bell. Whatever.
Whatever, it's a bell.
Move on.
All right. The other three of you, as you're listening, you do hear in the distance like a screeching sound. It sounds kind of like a hawk of some kind. You also hear in the distance a lot of crunching, like trees crunching and whatnot, like a large creature. There's a large creature.
Why would a
All
dragon be walking?
of these sounds, yeah. Why would a dragon be walking? All of these
That's
sounds
what I was expecting.
are all of these sounds are fairly distant, at least, I don't know, at least maybe 20 miles ish, that you can hear. So they're not like right on you. You hear it in the distance. You did not hear them when you first arrived. They're new sounds.
At what pace do they seem to be moving towards us?
Okay. You take a moment and you kind of listen in. It seems like the screeching sound is coming faster, which would make sense if it is a hawk or a flying creature of some kind. It seems to be coming towards you faster. The large creature seems to be taking its time. It doesn't seem to be moving very fast at all.
Well, shall we wait in anticipation of our guests?
I'm
Why
going
not?
to cast See Invisibility,
Okay.
and I'm also going to cast then Invisibility. See
Okay.
Invisibility is not concentration, but
Right.
invisibility is.
Is. Mhm. And that's
I
just on
still see you
yourself,
there.
right?
So that way
Yeah.
you can still see yourself.
She can.
The See Invisibility I'll cast on myself.
Okay.
Invisibility let's see.
I'm just curious if you're just casting it on yourself or are you involving others? I don't know how high you want to cast this spell. I know you can cast it on others if you cast it high enough,
I can cast it on others.
but that's up to you.
I can cast it onto two other people should they wish to be invisible.
Or Buckley.
Or Buckley. I know Forsyth can change shapes. And he could blend into the surrounding without too much trouble.
I
Pretty
crawl on top
much.
of the bell and sit there. I'm okay
You
not
can
being invisible.
sit inside the bell.
On top
You
of.
fit. Oh, on top of. Okay.
And
I was
he
like, you
doesn't.
would fit
And
inside the
Fix
bell.
doesn't want to be. You don't want to be invisible.
No, I want to see what's coming, and I want it to see me.
Kadath,
I will cast True Seeing on myself, though.
Okay.
do you need or can you be invisible yourself? I
Me?
can't remember.
I can make myself invisible.
But there's no
But
sense in using a. Is it a spell slot?
or wait, or do I have invisibility? No, I guess I don't have invisibility.
Okay.
But
Well,
I don't care one way or the other.
I'll cast invisibility on Kadath. At least that will give him a little bit of extra to if he needs, because you do melee attacks mostly, right?
Yeah.
And then I'll cast it on Buckley.
All depends on what's
Okay.
coming at us at this point.
All right. So Kadath, Buckley, and Evangeline are invisible.
Do we know
Event.
that anything coming is hostile?
Um,
Nope.
Okay. Do we
um,
suspect? Because I didn't hear any of the things coming, so
that's true. He did not hear. Suddenly, Evangeline is making
like,
you invisible.
is something coming? Are we getting attacked? I mean,
We will let Kadath know that there's something coming.
There's something coming.
if there's something coming and we think it's hostile, then
something wicked this way comes.
we do think it's. Do we think it's bad? Whatever it is.
No way to tell.
Okay. I'll wait to do anything.
Okay. So Kadath and Buckley are invisible. Evangeline and Fix can see invisibility. Forsyth, of course, you have true seeing. And Forsyth is resting somewhere next to a tree, perhaps.
Yeah.
And
Inside the bell.
you want to rest inside the bell. Resting.
He's afraid to because you might ring it again.
You might ring it again. That would make him go deaf. So it will take some time for it to get there. I would say it takes maybe 20 minutes or so. I'm going to let you get a full rest in, Forsyth, or full short rest
Hour.
in.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Because by the time everybody discusses and go, okay, well, let's be invisible and all of that stuff, I'll let you get that short rest in. At the end of that 20 minutes that it takes for it to get there, you're going to reach your short rest. And
Yeah.
you will see moving about in the trees. It seems there's a canopy to this forest because it is super thick. And there seems to be an area between the tops of the trees and maybe the lower branches that seems to be fairly open, that birds and stuff can move through fairly easily. And you do see coming through the canopy, you will see a creature that looks like a hawk. Um, got really wide wingspan, probably 15-foot wingspan. Um, and a face almost that's got a beak. It's almost humanoid face, but it's got elongated beak, and upper body almost as a humanoid. Legs is humanoid, but the feet turn into claws. Um, it's kind of this weird mixture between human and bird. It flies up and it perches on a branch and kind of looks at you for a moment. and then it flies down to at you. It's going to attempt to down with its claws.
Okay. It's attacking?
It's going to attack Fix. He's sitting right there on the bell. He
I do have
paused a
true
moment.
ability.
How
You
big is
have
this
what?
bird?
True seeing. So I don't know if that would help me
Oh,
see it.
it's very visible.
Okay.
I mean, you see
How
Evangeline and Cadeth kind of sitting off to the sides and whatnot. They're invisible, but go ahead, Forsyth.
how big is this bird?
14. It's probably 6 foot tall. It's got about a
And yellow?
15-foot wingspan. Is it
So it's
yellow?
fairly small.
No, it's not
It's a
yellow.
big bird, right?
It's a big bird. Um,
Yeah.
it's brown. It looks a little bit more like a hawk. Brown
Okay.
colorations.
I'm going to
Um,
immediately shape shift or yeah. I'm going to become a giant eagle.
okay. It swoops down. Its claws. It rolled a 19 to try to get you, and it clinks against that armor. And as it's kind of, because it did a flyby, it went to essentially try to grab you, but because of the armor and stuff, the claws just couldn't take purchase, and he kind of flies on as you change into a giant eagle.
What does its true
I,
form look like?
That is its true form.
I'm going to take off after it.
There is a little bit of a semblance to an Aarakocra, but it definitely looks more um, misshapen almost.
Oh, like me. Oh wait, that's player.
Yeah, you are misshapen. All right.
Yeah.
Should we
And
roll
So
initiative or just or do we just tell you what we want to do?
go ahead and roll for initiative because he's already done his thing.
Good roll.
11.
Oh wait, I might actually beat somebody.
Don't forget you got the D8 there, Chuck.
Nope. Plus wasn't high enough. I was expecting it to be higher than that.
Well, I got a 15.
Jeez.
Vegan cows make the best plant-based healthy steaks.
I got an 11 with the D8.
That's what I got.
With the D8,
Yeah.
man, I would have beat somebody.
I got a 18 with the 7 on the D8.
Jeez, we all rolled low. Unfortunately,
Well,
I
I
don't have
got a
high enough pluses.
15 because I rolled a 14 on the dice.
And Evangeline, you will go second. Fix, you are first with your 18.
Oh. Typically we're in the 20s.
I know.
Um,
Crazy. It seems that it flew by. It looks like it's going to circle around within the trees and come back again. It ain't done.
Okay. Firebolt.
All right.
That is a 26 to hit.
26 will hit.
Mhm. That is 21 damage.
Good heavens. It screeches. You did some damage to it. That brings us to Evangeline.
And then I'm going to stand up on the bell.
Okay. Put your arms out.
Come at me, bird. Oh.
Okay, and I got a 24 on my first arrow
Okay.
and a 19 on my second arrow.
Both hit.
The first one is 13 points of piercing damage,
Okay.
and the second one is 12 points of piercing damage.
All right. It screeches. You pierce it, and it's like, it flops a little bit as it's flying in. It has to kind of maneuver. Um, but you hit it. You hit it both times. That brings us to Forsyth, because I believe Forsyth's dex is higher, unless you want Kadeth to go first. You both rolled an
Oh no,
11.
I'm just gonna take to the air and try to grab the thing in my claws.
Okay, roll me.
I have an 80 fly speed.
Oh yeah, he's coming in and you're coming up, so there's no
Yeah.
avoiding it.
Okay.
This is
Let me see.
collide damage.
Well, I only had a 13 to hit.
That hits. He doesn't have a very high AC. He is a
Okay.
creature.
All right.
Just a beast. Well, he's more of a fiend, I guess.
Yeah.
Since he's misshapen, corrupted in
That's
some manner.
14 points of I believe that's piercing damage, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, piercing damage.
Piercing damage. All right,
Yeah.
you fly up and you get a hold of him. I'm gonna say probably right in the chest, and you get a hold of him, and you've got a hold of him. You did that damage, and you've got a hold of him.
Yeah.
He's not flying any closer.
And I'm just going to let my wings in and just take the weight and drop him
And just
down.
drop him down to the ground. All right.
With me on top.
Forsyth grabs him and brings him down to the ground. Kadeth.
All right.
He is now down on the ground.
Well, if it's down on the ground, I mean,
Underneath the giant eagle, of course.
do we want to kill this thing, or do we want to just incapacitate and wait? Did you say it was It was partially humanoid at all, or it's just
It,
a animal, or
it's got humanoid features, but it's definitely acting like a bird.
okay? I'm gonna go over to it, and I'm not gonna directly attack. But I am gonna basically hold my sword in a threatening position and say, "Why did you attack us? What do you want?"
You're just gonna
And
hear
just
screeching and flopping as if from a bird.
all right. Well, if it's just a bird, then
Telepathy. I can talk to a bird.
yeah, you know what? I'm gonna hold this round. If it gets away from Forsyth and it seems like it's gonna continue to be hostile, then I'll attack basically.
Okay.
But I'm gonna hold for the moment.
Okay. That brings back to the bird. The bird is going to attempt to break free from your grasp using his escape ability, which is a 19. So that will be against your strength as a bird.
Okay. Strength is a bird. Okay. It rolled off of that 16 onto an 8 plus 2, I believe. Let me check for sure. No, plus 3. So only an 11.
All right. With your 11, it manages to wiggle out in the process, taking some damage from the claws, scraping. I'm going to roll me a D6 for scraping damage.
6.
All right. Well, a good roll. He is not looking healthy at all, but he manages to squeeze free from underneath the giant eagle and turns to like snap his beak at the giant eagle with that was a lousy attempt at trying to hit something. That was a 10.
Ha! That doesn't hit.
And then he's going to attempt to take off.
Kadeth has a held action, I believe.
Mm-hmm. You are
Knock
muted.
him out.
You
Kadeth.
are muted.
Sorry, keep muting for eating.
Yeah, I totally get it. You just can't
Um,
forget to unmute.
all right, well, I guess I'll just do normal attacks. That would be 28 to hit
That'll hit.
or 14
Okay. It is not looking pretty.
and a 23
Yep.
to hit, sorry, for 15.
Yep. That'll do it. How do you end this bird's life?
I mean,
This
probably,
bird? Question mark. Life.
With extreme prejudice.
they probably chopping off the wings
Okay.
and, maybe a stab through it in the middle or afterwards or something, but
All right. You swing that sword.
with
You
a
knock
little
off one
regret.
of the wings and stab the bird and take a deep sigh.
So much for interrogation.
So, any
It,
idea
it
what
just
this
falls
thing is
limp and
or
it's like
why it attacked us?
Because cadet
Doesn't appear to
because
be a
Fix
reason
rang the bell.
unless it was the bell. If it was programmed, if you will, trained to react to the bell.
Because I'm just a tasty morsel.
Wait a minute. Well, at least it wasn't a dog, right? With a bell.
Yeah,
no.
Pavlov's dog.
No, that would be drool. You would get very wet. If you want to roll nature, foresight, you probably have the best chance at that. But
Okay, hold on a second.
I mean, anybody can try, but foresight is most
Yeah.
likely to succeed.
I get this updating sources on my
Well,
phone.
foresight should be most likely to succeed. Let me rephrase that.
Yeah, my D&D Beyond is on updating sources.
Oh no.
Well, I hadn't opened it on my phone this morning, so
Oh yeah.
there, finally come up. Ever have one of those days where everything wanted to go slow?
Yeah, we had one of those last week.
One of what?
A slow day. Everything just
Uh,
ran slow.
I got a 23 on nature.
Okay. With a 23, you get, oh, for crying out loud. There we go. Looking at it, you've heard of half man, half creature things before, having been in White Lake and beyond the Steadfast where oddities happen. Um, they're often referred to as were creatures or icon, but those typically are able to shift. Um, this one doesn't, it kind of looks like that, but like it was shifted like more permanently. Like it looked like it was just in this state, this feral state per se, where it was pretty much all animal.
Yeah, because if it could have shifted, me and Forsyth should have been able to see its other form.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to I'm not going to bring it back to life and try to communicate with it. I'm just going to assume it was answering the bell. I'm going to suggest you ring the bell again.
Question,
See if it
real
brings
quick.
anything else out.
Well, there's
Yes, what's
already
your
something
question?
else coming.
Is this was it considered humanoid?
No,
Okay.
it was beyond the humanoid. I know.
Not even.
It's a bummer.
It's not
I
even
could
a
have
beast.
raised
It's a
it.
creature.
Could have had its spirit.
Looking for a specter.
Yeah, no. It was actually considered a fiend.
Fiend.
How
Hmm.
close is the crunching sound?
It's still a pretty good distance away. It seems to have quieted down just a little bit.
I'm
I'm
curious
just
if
not
the
moving
bird
around
was
as
sent in
much.
advance of it, or if the bird was just answering the bell.
Trying to keep the crunching to a minimum, but
It's a potato chip.
You hear this
Chicken.
crunching sound in the distance. You turn around and Forsyth is snacking. Wait, are you
I do have
practicing throwing your voice?
a can of Pringles sitting next to my chair.
Um,
He is learning thaumaturgy. Oh.
I wish I had that spell.
Right. It's useful. It has its uses.
there's more creatures coming. Is that what it seems to be?
there's the crunching of trees far off.
I am going to
That could
cast
be
a
something
spell.
very big.
Okay.
What spell?
Come on. It's called. Where is it? It's in here somewhere. I just saw it. Dang. Where is it? Commune with nature.
Okay. So you take a moment. Rhonda's throwing things in her kitchen.
Yeah, it's a 1 minute casting.
Where did everybody go?
I by the way, I come back to human form to do this because I can't do
Okay.
it
I'm here.
A
I'm just
giant
eating my
eagle.
dinner.
Yeah, not yet. One day.
One day. Um,
Not yet.
you flip back to your form, and you kind of place your hands on the ground, and you cast your spell to commune with nature. And at first, it feels a little weird. Um, but as you kind of reach out, it's not nature like you're used to, but it's old. There's something very old feeling
Right.
with this forest.
Which this spell is perfect for.
Yeah.
So within 3 miles, I'm going to look for uh, prevalent plants, minerals, animals, or peoples, powerful celestials, fiends, fays, elementals, or undead, and influence from other planes of existence.
All right. Um, as you kind of reach out, you begin to feel um, that nature is hugging almost one very specific area within 3 miles. Um, it's kind of a weird feeling. You get the sense from nature that this is a almost a possession, like nature wants to hold on to this for whatever reason, but it's over there. You're gonna sense Fey celestial almost over there. I'm going to say, let's see, where you landed, it'll probably be to of where you landed toward the northeast-ish. East northeast
Okay.
of where you were
Does that
standing.
seem does that seem to coincide with the sound?
Um, yes, but the sound seems further.
Okay.
Like it's not within 3 miles. It's not within your 3 miles. Um,
All right.
the
I
sound
will
seems
relay all this
further.
information to my friends. Whatever it is, it's coming from out there, but it isn't in range yet. But there's definitely some oddities in the environment in that direction, as if something is residing here that probably shouldn't be.
I'm gonna wait till
Or
things
something
are
is
getting
hibernating.
closer, but planning to cast Armor Vagathus once
Okay.
things are
Well, it
clear.
might have been hibernating, but
So
I
you
think
are
that
in
bell
on
woke it
alert.
up.
Well, what about the nature entity that you felt? That was closer, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's closer, but I think whatever's coming is coming through there, whether they're meeting for information or bypassing it. I don't know.
Hmm.
I can take to the air and scout it, or I can wait for it to get here.
I think it's best if we scout it, give us an idea
All right.
before it gets here.
Okay. So I'll go back to eagle form and I will take to the air and head that direction.
All right. You flip back to your eagle form. It takes you a minute to break through the canopy. The canopy is very thick, um, but you get through it, and then you start flying above. You realize that you are to the east. As you get higher, you realize you are to the east of the ravine in the Great Slab. But you do notice that you are on the Great Slab. There's this huge ravine to the west side of you guys. To the east side, you can see movement on the canopy some distance. Um, and probably about 2 miles, you look down and you do see ruins, like city ruins, that have been overtaken by nature. But further than that, probably about 15 miles at this point, you see the trees rocking and whatnot. And as you kind of fly, kind of take a circle around, um, you notice this gigantic um, gorilla. It is huge. Um, it looks like a gorilla,
Gorilla.
and it seems to be kind of just pushing its way through trees, headed your direction.
Gorilla my dreams.
Gorilla of your dreams. That's right.
Okay. I'm going to do a fly around to make sure it's the only thing coming towards us.
It's the only very visible thing, that's for sure. If other things are moving towards you, they're hidden by the canopy.
Okay. And I will then fly back to within range of my party and telepathically let them know that there is a very large gorilla on the way. Would I say this is huge, or
Yeah,
because I'm large, huge is big.
yeah, it's huge. It's bigger than you.
All right, and he doesn't look happy.
While this is all going on,
Yeah.
I'm going to pull out the book, the orb, and key.
Okay.
Do I have an estimate of how long it's going to take this gorilla to get there?
Moving at its rate, it could take an hour, maybe. It doesn't seem to be in a crazy hurry. It is moving
Okay.
slowly. towards
All
you
right. I'm going to go ahead and pop back into human and take that hour to rest because I have a
to
feeling I'm
rest
going to
again.
need. I have a feeling I'm going to need an elemental shape.
All right. It's a shame you still only get 2 forms, like all the way up until practically
I
like 18th or 20th level. It's like
actually even at 20th you get 2 forms,
you
but
only get two,
yeah, the
but you can
problem
stay
is
in them for as long as you want.
yeah, elemental only
It takes two, doesn't it?
takes two. Yeah, it takes two
Yeah,
to tango.
it's crazy. Anyway, all right. I just think it's a you get two
Hmm.
and you keep two for your entire. That's it. But
Yeah,
that's
but
okay.
at like 18th, I think it is. I get the ability to do spells while I'm without the
Oh,
verbal.
that's true. That's true.
That
That's
makes a
true.
difference.
It does make a difference. All right. So he relays that information. You take out the book, the ball, and the key. What are you going to do with those?
I'm going to open up the book to the picture, and I'm going to lay the key on the picture,
Okay.
and I'm going to hold the orb.
Okay.
And to no one in particular, I'm going to say, show me the way to the lock.
Show you the way to the lock. All right. The key on the book shifts. You see the key shift to where the end of the key
The key
is,
part.
yeah, the actual key part um is pointing toward the east northeast, about where Forsyth said, hey, there's this giant creature coming this way. um
It's Marion.
yeah. The orb itself is just kind of, as you kind of look at the orb, the key kind of catches your attention because it moves almost immediately. um but the orb kind of flashes blue, um very briefly, and then it just goes back to normal. It just kind of flashes almost like a blue burst of light, like, and it's gone.
Okay, that means a lot. I'm going to pick up the key, and I'm going to look into the picture
Okay.
and look for the plant creature.
Okay. You can see her kind of, your picture where she ended is kind of just off to the right a little bit after having handed off the child. It's just kind of standing there, back towards you.
I'm going to just watch that figure for a few minutes
Okay.
and kind of just state, are you still around? I'm really just talking to the book, to the things that I have out.
Right.
And I'm honestly, any gods that might be listening.
Take a stab in the dark, basically. You get no response.
Okay. I'm going to look towards the city and see if there's any. I'll set the key back down where it was. See if there's any change in the area of the city and the couple with the baby. Is there any change in there that might be a clue to where I maybe need to go?
Nope, it all looks the same. It like stopped at that image.
The bell was on in the center of the city,
It looks like it was on a tower in the center of the city.
and Forsyth has seen city ruins. Some.
hmm If Forsyth relayed the city ruins, I assume that you did. I know you relayed the creature, but
I would have fully reported everything I
yeah,
saw.
okay.
Question: who has
Yes.
the cards?
I do.
Then I'm gonna go to Evangeline. Can you pull out the cards for me? I want to take a look at something.
I'm going to pull the cards. You want all of the cards or just the cards that are not complete?
All of them. Well, no, just the ones that aren't complete,
I will pull.
which is the ruins, the void, and the key.
I believe so.
I believe so as
And
well. I think it's just those three.
I want to take a look at those. Well, I know it because I've got it written down. Because remember,
Yeah.
I track this. This is the one thing I
Yeah.
do track.
That's the one thing.
The one thing I got. Well, actually, I know where the teleportation circles are too.
Yeah, that makes sense. You should, because you're the one with the spell.
But I want to take a look at those three cards. Mostly the ruins and the key.
Okay.
Has there been any change since the last time we looked at them?
Taking a look at the ruins card, you do see another figure that is on the ruins card, visible,
Okay.
because what you can see is you can see Ordeef. You can see what looks like to be the Lich, maybe before he became a Lich. Um, but you do see another figure that seems to resemble a Kassarian Ranger.
Okay, so this seems to be more relating to things happening elsewhere, not necessarily us at the moment.
Hmm. But you do see the shadows. You see a shadow behind Ordeef that looks like you,
Right.
resembles you. You see the shadow of Gera, the shadow of Reneo, the shadow of Reproot.
Okay. What about on the key card?
The key card, you see the tassel and the top part of the key, the actual like holding part or ring
Does
part.
any of it resemble the key that she's got?
Oh yeah, it looks almost identical.
Okay. Remind me to look at this again when we're a little bit closer to wherever it is we're going.
Don't forget to look at this again when we get closer.
Thanks. Remind me when we're closer to look
To
at this
look at
again.
this again.
When we get closer,
Hey, Chuck, when we get closer, look at that again, okay?
Okay. You guys are at least Siri reminds me when I tell her to remind me. Okay. Just saying.
Uh,
Um
who is this Siri person?
Yeah, I don't use any of that stuff. So
uh just glancing at the void card too, just because since we've got them out. Any change there?
no change on the void card.
Okay. All right, well, I'll hand it back.
I'll put them back away.
All right. You tuck them away.
Just curious to see if we had if there was any clue from those cards, but maybe
No,
we'll
but
have more once we get closer.
I believe we need to go that way. And
All
I
right.
will point in the direction that the key was facing.
Mhm.
Do we want
It
to
is
just
also the same
go?
direction that Forsyth mentioned.
Yes.
Which direction is everything coming from?
It's coming
That
from the
direction.
east, northeast.
Okay,
The
so that's
direction I pointed.
coming from the east northeast, but we need to go to east northeast, or
Hmm.
okay. So do we want to fight here, or do we want to move closer and fight?
I look at Fix and I'm like, I don't know. He seems pretty attached to that bell. I don't think we can carry it with us.
Yeah, and the opening for bag of holding isn't quite big enough.
what is the size of an opening of a bag of holding?
About 2 foot.
We can just do like those trick puzzle things where if we fold it a certain way, we can fit it.
Just turn the bag of holding inside out, and then turn it back over the over the bell.
Yeah, it doesn't quite work like that.
um, I'm all for going and checking this out. I can always teleport back here with some rest.
Yeah.
I have seen it. I have firsthand account of it.
You
I
rang
can
I,
it.
find it again.
You should be able to get spot on.
Yes,
and
but
we've been sitting here long enough. Forsyth might know a tree.
Or two.
yeah,
Or two.
but I go over and I tell them to plug their ears, and then I ring it thrice. So rather
Three
than just a
times.
bong, I do like you'd actually ring a bell in the case of a need. Like
Right, yeah. Like the town square.
yep,
He's calling
Yep.
everybody for dinner, and we're
Calling
dinner.
everybody for
Oh,
dinner.
eh. We've been dinner for so many things.
and none of us have had the ability to digest us.
Mhm. Or
None of
chew
us.
Not
us.
yet. Not yet. All right. You ring it 3 times, cleaning out the ears. Um, as that
What
last,
was? Oh, go ahead. As that last one. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, as that last ring dies down, you hear the crunching sound pick up a little bit. It's moving a bit faster.
What was the dragon's name? Aurelia?
Aurelius.
Aurelius.
Aurelius was the gold dragon,
Yeah.
the great dragon. The Claston was the sun.
How presumptuous do I want to be?
Your fix.
You're always presumptuous.
True.
I think
Oh,
that was a rhetorical question.
um. Here, let's see. Yay. Okay. That was a 2, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. Uh, I'm going to straight up steal the scene from the Lord of the Rings and call out Aurelius and tell him I hold him to his oath to the ringing of this bell.
Ooh. All right.
Aurelius.
All right.
That is presumptuous because we
Mhm.
don't
That
know
is
for sure that the
presumptuous.
bell has anything to do with it. But I
Or if
think that's a
Aurelius
good
is still
guess.
alive.
Yeah,
Or if
that's
there's anything with the bell, is it a good thing or a bad thing for us?
but we believe that he had pledged to protect the town and if in
Mhm.
need to ring the bell.
That is the belief.
So
Um, all right. Uh, how long do you wait?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. All right. In 10 minutes, the crunching sound gets closer. Crunching sound is probably maybe was 15, probably 10 minutes or 10 miles away now. The crunching sound. Um, and you will hear, because everybody's ears are peeled, everybody's eyes are peeled, you will hear, not see, a very faint, almost screeching roar like sound. Almost similar to the shadow dragon, but not quite, because you heard the shadow dragon roar, but it's almost like that. Um, but it's very faint, like it is
Faint because it's
very
really
far
far away.
away,
Okay.
very far away.
Well, we might get eaten now.
Yay.
Do you continue to wait there?
What do you guys think?
I mean, you called for him. We might as well wait at the bell at that point.
I mean, you can always tuck into the trees in the surrounding
I don't know if
area,
that's going to help with the giant gorilla.
but probably not.
How giant are we talking again?
Huge. It is a huge creature.
Huge. Okay.
So, what is
So
huge? Like 20 foot by
that
20
15
foot?
by 15
15
is
by
what it
15.
takes up. So could easily be 15, 20 feet tall.
Mm.
Mechanic
guess
was
we're gonna
thinking
wait.
15 by 15 foot square.
Mm.
I don't know that I have actual measurements.
That's all good. Yeah, I say we wait. And I'm not gonna hide. I'm gonna sit on the bell
You
again.
can sit on the bell.
Like I said, he's really attached to that bell.
And I'm
It's
just,
it's a nice place to sit.
I'm just gonna stand between the bell and what's coming.
I,
All right.
I don't have to worry about getting bugs on me or sitting on the dirt. We do that enough.
I'm going to move in the direction the key was pointing.
Okay. How far away?
40 feet.
Okay. You move 40 feet, you're going to get into the trees a little bit. Forsyth, you're still resting. Don't forget you're muted if you tried to talk.
Oh, I do have a huge beast. Actually, a few huge beasts I can turn into.
Okay.
Nice. And if you
The
turn into it, I can turn into it.
the Quetzalcoatl, whatever it is
Quetzal.
huge.
Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah. The Stegosaurus.
Those are nice and large.
Those are
Yeah,
huge.
they're huge. I think their defense is better, but actually they only have a 13 armor class.
I
But,
mean, you turn into Stegosaurus, and I'm just gonna sit back with some popcorn because
Godzilla. Yeah.
Godzilla
exactly.
versus.
yeah,
Now you just got to learn
I
how to shoot laser beams out your mouth.
I remember that movie when it came out. So
All right.
a killer whale's also huge, but
Don't think that'll help
it
you.
wouldn't.
Not
In
much
the
of a
middle of the
forest
forest.
creature.
Now here's one called Hong Hasrak.
Yeah, as long as it's the right challenge ratings.
Yeah,
And Fix is resting
oh,
while we're waiting. So
All right.
yeah, that's only challenge rating is 0. So
Okay. After about, I don't know, about 30 more minutes or so.
Oh my gosh.
What? You're kind of hanging out and just waiting for 30 more minutes. That crunching sound is getting closer and closer. Eventually, it stops. It doesn't come all the way to you. It stops. You figure it probably stops 3 to 5 miles away,
at the ruins.
quite possibly. Um, the screeching sound that you hear, though, or the roar screech, as you're waiting, it's coming in from further east. It looks like probably at the rate that it's flying in, probably came from the clock of Kala. And it looks like a darkened cloud almost. You can't tell from this distance, but it's coming in. It's darker in color than you would expect a gold creature to be. But it's coming in. You figure it'll probably hit you guys in the next 30 minutes, probably just after a short rest.
fun's just beginning, folks.
Mhm.
Yep. I'm watching it.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for it to be much closer.
I'm going to move another 50 feet towards the east, northeast, the direction the key was pointing.
All right. As it gets closer,
Basically, as soon as it's within Like,
5 minutes.
yeah, within 5 minutes of us, then I'll do my armor bag at this.
Okay. As it gets closer, you guys are going to experience a short rest. You'll feel refreshed, Forsyth, to be able to, like, okay, I can change again. You will see that what is coming towards you is a huge flying lizard. Doesn't look quite like a drake, but in some aspects it looks like a drake. This is definitely looking like the myths of dragons that you've read in the stories and stuff from your mom's journal. This is
Kaiju.
definitely a dragon, and it is red, and it is huge.
Red.
Yes.
That's not gold.
Wasn't Aurelius gold?
Yes.
Yeah,
We got a problem.
we have the wrong dragon.
You have
Are
the
you sure you
wrong
rang the right
dragon.
bell?
I rang the only bell we got. Um, um, I contact the only person I know of that knows much about dragons, and connect with my mother through the circlet.
Okay. I got about 5 minutes.
Armor bag at this.
Yeah, armor bag at this and true sight as well, but yeah, I connect with her.
All right. She's like, you get kind of a hesitant response from her. She's like, little busy. What do you need?
Uh, Flash of memories and thoughts of everything that's happened over the last couple hours, and then a big picture of a red dragon.
She sends you flashes and memories of black and blue dragons that she is that are not quite as big, but that she is fighting. She's like, yeah, seems like dragons are coming back,
Hey, first
and
the
not the
gods,
right
now the
ones.
dragons. We need
All right,
the
well,
other ones.
hey,
Avoid the fire, or at least so I've been told by Seti.
all right, well, if I die, love you, mom. If not, hey, a new title. So, um, she says we're screwed, but hey,
Eh,
spread
There-
out, avoid the fire.
Maybe so, maybe not.
there's always ways to get out, but
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's see what happens. Armor bag at this, true seeing,
All right.
and
Armor bag at
comprehend
this.
languages.
Okay.
and then I'm waiting for it to be within 90 feet. I believe it is for everything.
I say we see if it
30
attacks
feet for
before
that,
we
so-
start throwing stuff at him.
And once it's within 90 feet, though, I'm gonna hex.
Will he know that he is hexed?
I'm actually going to step forward.
I don't know.
Well, you can read the spell and see.
You just place a curse on someone.
But do they know they're cursed?
Is
It
it
doesn't
visible? Like, is it a shadow that surrounds them? Is it a, like, if something in the description indicates something visual, probably he will know.
There's no visual
Okay.
aspect to it.
And there's no save, so
The only thing is they get disadvantage on ability checks with whatever ability I choose.
Okay.
choose breath weapon. A disadvantage on breath weapon.
Choose breath
Yeah,
weapon.
it's not ability.
Choose
But
breath weapon.
I'm going to reach out with telepathy and ask the dragon what its intentions are.
He will not respond
oh wait, I
telepathically.
can't do that.
Or he will
All right.
respond he will respond telepathically in common
Hate that.
to you.
Yeah.
But he also speaks in Draconic audibly, which you
Okay.
would hear, Fix, the Draconic. And he says, "Who dares disturb the slumber of the gold?"
Are you working for the gold?
No, he must stay gone. And he's
Why?
flying and hot.
All right.
He does
I'm
not
sorry then.
respond.
Okay.
Ring that bell
Um,
more. Keep calling for Aurelius. Ding, ding, ding. Aurelius! Aurelius! Aurelius!
Help! 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 No! Stop! No!
I
It's gonna hurt! It's gonna hurt!
So he's obviously he's going to attack us.
Yeah, his chest is kind of glowing, and his smoke is
Okay.
He's
coming
got
out of
an
his mouth.
immovable rod.
Go
I am
ahead
going
and
to call.
Still
roll
I'm
missing
me.
calling
something.
lightning.
Okay, go ahead and roll me initiatives so we can get some order.
Order. What?
Right before I roll initiative, after
Order.
Come on.
hearing the question of who disturbs, I will say I do, and I'll ring the bell some more.
I'm disturbing, okay?
Well,
It'll
do
be
that.
more. It'll be more. More official than that, or noble than that, but essentially.
He's gonna spout off his entire full name.
Nope.
It takes the entire 5 minutes that the dragon takes to get here.
Nope. I just tell him fix because I ain't giving a dragon my name.
Probably a good
I read
idea.
the book. 17.
But that would be rather presumptuous if you gave him your name.
You give me name
Unfortunately,
saying,
I
Yeah,
can
I
you
don't
only
ain't
fear
gonna do it.
you.
What did you roll for?
I can
Si?
only roll an 11
Wow.
again.
Some things never change. Cadet
14.
Evangeline.
I rolled a 12, but I ain't there.
Well, you're about 45 feet away.
Oh no, I moved twice. I moved 40 the first time and 40 the second time.
Oh, so
What?
you just kept going. I thought you were just moving out of the immediate area.
I mean,
Like,
that you're
I am
still pretty
moving
close.
to the
but-
That's
east.
still within.
okay.
Unless you,
Sight
well, I guess
line.
she was moving,
Right.
moving.
Yeah.
Moving.
I mean, a good 80.
Basically, I'm taking my action and moving some more. I'm not moving at a rapid rate. I'm not dashing or anything.
Right.
But I am moving.
But you're
And I
just
am moving towards,
where the key is pointed.
yes. Because I feel like
Okay.
the only thing that's going to save this party is if we release the chick. We need to release the blonde-headed, fair-skinned bride
Release the
betrothed
Kraken.
of the gold dragon's son.
Sure.
So you're about 80 feet away. You
We'll
are still
distract the
within
red dragon.
telepathic range. Matter of fact, the 3 miles, you're guessing you probably would still be in telepathic range even with the 3 miles.
Right.
All right. So with that, Fix, you are going to go first. The dragon is probably about 200 feet away, flying in hot. So basically, you're going to kind of get around as he's moving in, unless you have something that'll go 200 plus feet. So
Let me see. Everything I've got is 120.
the dragon is on deck technically, and then after that, it will be Kadeth.
Okay.
Okay, then what I will do.
Oh, that. I just thought of a really bad idea.
What's that?
Dimension door on top of it.
It never works out for Jody and Rita, but
I mean, that's not a bad idea.
I mean, I
It's a
tried to drop
fun
Rita
idea.
on top of the dragon. It's not my fault she kept missing.
The nice thing is I can levitate it, Will. So if I missed or I fall
Yeah.
off, I'm okay.
I mean, that's not a bad idea.
I could do it.
Good.
Let me see.
I could take you with me.
As fast as he's flying, do I think that he's going to be here before Kadath has an opportunity to act?
Um, he may be in range of some things that he could do before Kadeth could act. But he won't be on top of you.
Okay. I'll move over to Kadath and I will hold my spell for when we dimension door.
We're gonna try this.
I'm going to use my nanite mantle and add resistance to fire damage.
Good call.
Good idea.
Who needs resistance?
All right, so so that's fixed. The dragon is flying in, closing some distance, and he kind of roars as he closes some distance. I need wisdom saving throws.
Wisdom, eh?
Mm-hmm.
My second best. 21.
Nicely done.
20.
Okay.
17.
Oh, good.
15.
15. All right. With the 17 and the 15, unless you are immune to being frightened, you are now frightened of this dragon. Kadeth and Fix, you succeeded.
Sweet.
You hear that roar, and it definitely, you know that it's intimidation. It's a frightening roar
Well, I'm
meant to
already
cause
running
fear.
away, so.
Well, you're actually. Oh, that's no. You're so he's flying in from directly east. You're kind of moving in that direction, kind of, but not directly toward him. He's kind of coming in this way, so that it's kind of like this. You're going this way, and he's coming this way. So you're kind of a degree off. You kind of hunker down for a minute, waiting for him to pass over.
But I'm running away from the person who he's going to attack because he keeps ringing the bell.
That's true. So you're running away from his target. That brings us to Kadeth.
All right. I'm gonna tell Fix. All right, hang on tight.
Hold on.
And if possible, don't even let go while we're up there,
All right.
just in case. And I'm going to quicken spell, cast Dimension Door, so it's a bonus action
Okay.
to cast it right on top of the dragon,
All
right on its back,
You dimension door. You
like
time it.
right between the wings, kind of thing.
You time it just right to land up on top of the dragon. I need you to roll me I'm going to call it dexterity.
All right.
Dexterity check. Both you and Fix, since you both step through. You're not actually carrying him, he's walking.
Right.
So, dexterity checks.
Check or say just check?
It's just
That
a
would
check.
be
Yeah,
an
there's no
11.
magical spell. This is just to make sure you get footing.
11.
All right.
Dex
That's
isn't
my
like it.
worst.
Yeah, I've got a 0 in Dex
Same.
and
Uh,
strength. So
I got an 18 on the die.
Okay, an 18. Fix, you managed to step out, and I don't know, maybe it's all of the years that you've had to put up with your brothers and expecting the unexpected. You step out, you manage to lean just so that you can fight off the wind that's coming in on the dragon, or perhaps it's the experience of flying with your mother's dragon, that or Drake, that gives you that experience. But you manage to get a footing to where you're leaning into the wind and leaning with the dragon because it's in flight. It's flying, and it's headed toward that bell. Cadet, however, you slip.
Okay.
Do you wish to make a strength saving throw? Fix, you may use your reaction to aid him if you want to use your reaction to
I
do
would.
so. Okay. So you can make a strength saving throw with advantage to catch like maybe one of his scales or spikes that's coming out of his back to keep you from sliding.
All right. 17.
Okay, you managed to catch a spike with Fix kind of helping you a little bit in all of his strength,
All right.
helping you, and you managed to grab a spike to keep from sliding off the back end of this dragon. The dragon's flying straight on. You're not sure if he even noticed you on his back or not.
He will
He
momentarily.
will soon enough, probably.
So for my action, oh, this thing's probably. Don't want to do that. It's probably got stinking.
So if you're choosing to hold
saves.
on to Fix and you've grabbed a hold of a spike, you're going to have to let go of something if you're going to use a sword.
I wasn't planning on using sword quite yet,
Okay.
actually. But I only have one spell slot, and I've got those things. Okay, well, I think for the moment, because I kind of want to see what bigger spells do to it, because I'm imagining other people are going to use bigger spells, but I have limited amounts of them. So I'm just going to Eldritch Blast it.
Okay.
I mean, point blank range, so
You're going to just pump it out through the hand holding the
it's just a
spike.
matter of, do I get through armor and whatnot? Let's see, how many do I get? I get 3 total.
I mean, it's possible.
15, 18, and 25.
The 25 hits.
All
The
right.
15 and 18 just doesn't, it just kind of ricochets a little bit off of his scales. Because you're not really missing him. It's kind of
No,
hard to miss, but it does
it's
not
hard to miss
penetrate
when
his
I'm
armor.
standing on top of him. All right, well, that's a whole 7 damage.
Okay. 7 force damage, basically.
Yep.
All right.
I know it's not much. It's like I tickled him, but
You did. You tickled him. And he's flying in still. That brings us to Evangeline.
Fix, were you saving
Oh.
something?
Yeah, I was going to cast my spell. So as
Oh,
we
yeah,
were
you were holding something waiting for that.
Yep.
I forgot about that.
So as I am kind of bracing myself, I will cast Bigby's hand. As soon as it arrives, it will grasp onto the dragon.
Okay.
And let me see. I have to roll and it can grapple a huge or smaller creature. So unless this thing is gargantuan.
Nope, it's huge.
All right. And so I think it's a opposed strength check, right?
Usually it's strength for the grappler, and it's the choice of strength or dex for the one being grappled, because they can wiggle their way out of it or just brute force it.
Okay, and that's just straight strength, or is that an athletics check?
It's an athletics.
Okay.
It's athletics versus athletics or acrobatics.
Okay. So that's 26.
Nice. That is a 12. He was totally not expecting this.
So his speed is 0 now.
Oh gosh. And he's held aloft by Bigby's hand.
So he's flying along.
Oh,
Just
all right. Bigby's
a
hand
hand
grabs a
comes-
hold of him.
just appears and
The two of you are standing on top of him. He was flying
oh my gosh, momentum.
160 feet a minute.
Oh.
He was coming in
Oh,
hard.
Was he?
and
Was
coming
it
in fast.
160 per round?
Yeah.
It was faster than that, but
That's more like
Oh no, not per round. Well, per turn. Yeah, every 6 seconds. His fly speed is 80.
yeah.
right. So 80 per.
Yeah, so he
turn?
was doing 160.
So, well, that's
coming in.
800 feet per second.
Yeah.
That's very fast.
No, 80 feet is his fly
Or
speed,
80
which
no,
means
800
6
a minute,
seconds was
sorry.
80.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 800 a minute.
Well, 800 a minute, but he
16
was
feet
doubling
per-
it. He was
16
flying
feet
fast.
per second.
It was
sorry.
160 per 6 seconds at
15.
moment.
Sorry.
Yeah, either way, it was fast.
Either way,
He's
it's fast.
Yeah.
You grabbed a hold of him and stopped his speed. He's gonna jerk and kind of his
Luckily, I
body's
was
gonna
already holding
flip.
on.
You're holding on to something. Fix, you are not holding on to something.
I thought
I was holding on to
holding-
Kadath.
You're
Yeah.
holding on to Kadeth.
Yeah.
Kadeth, roll me a strength check.
Can I roll a strength check as well?
Yeah, you're gonna hold a strength check as
Or
well
would it
to
be
hold on to
dex?
Kadeth.
Or neither?
How far in the air are we?
You are probably 80 feet in the air.
Oh, it's not
Oh,
bad.
okay.
I mean,
Good
he's
enough for
flying
you.
just over the treetops, like flying in hard. He was
Well-
gonna get you with a dragon's breath.
I got an 11.
I got a
You
10.
hold on. All right.
I'm just
With
trying
that
to hold on. So
Yeah.
jerk momentum, you both go flying off the dragon. However, you still have concentration on Bigby's hand because you haven't taken damage yet.
Yes. And I still have my bonus action as I'm flying.
You have a bonus action while you're flying.
It's going to crunch him
Okay.
as
Cadet,
part of the grapple.
you still have a reaction as you go flying through the air.
15 points of damage.
15 points of damage.
Bludgeoning damage.
Okay. It takes it.
I mean, most I could do is
Save yourself. Don't worry
just
about
try
me.
and grab on. Because what I would do is something that takes an action. So
Oh, and you already quickened something.
well, it's not my turn anymore. I'm done. I did a
Oh.
bonus action and an action.
Yeah. The only thing you could do is a reaction, basically, at this
Yeah.
point.
So I'm just gonna try and re-grab something as I'm flying. See if I
Okay.
can grab onto a scale or a wing or
Okay.
whatever.
Roll me another strength check.
I use my reaction to grab you. Okay, yeah, I'm flying.
Yeah,
That would be
you
a
flying.
7.
That's a nope.
It's all right.
You both flying.
I should be able to do an action before I hit the ground, right? On my turn.
Well, I do have something I would like to do.
What's that?
I go wee.
Uh, as you free fall, free falling. They are a pretty good distance away. I don't think either one of you guys can even. You're not close enough for anything. Well, that maybe not. Evangeline, I know you've got some very long distance stuff.
Because unless we're reaching the
you-
ground on this turn,
Are they both falling?
They
good.
are both falling.
We're kind of doing the Acme fall,
And
the
I'm
Looney
about-
Tunes.
90
You're
feet
about-
away from them.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe about 100 feet.
Don't look down;
90
you won't
90
realize
to
that you're
100
falling
feet.
yet.
Just don't look down.
Which one's falling faster?
It doesn't happen until you look down.
I don't know. Don't both things fall at the same time? Haven't we proved this? It
Yeah,
doesn't matter size
That's
or
the
weight.
science.
Science. You know that Fix has a very good AC and very good armor.
But
Cadet,
falling doesn't matter with your AC.
I know falling doesn't really matter with AC.
I can ignore some damage.
Cadet can ignore some damage.
Not a ton, but
You also know that Fix is pretty hardy.
Yeah, and you know that they are both actually pretty hardy.
if you're gonna catch one, catch Fix. Because if I can take an action before I hit the ground, I can levitate.
Oh, you be hitting the ground this round.
I didn't know if I'd be hitting during somebody else's turn or not.
Yeah, at 80
Wait a minute,
80
wait a
feet in the
minute.
air, roughly, you're gonna hit the ground this round.
How long does it
Give
take
me
to
you
fall
were
80
higher.
feet?
Second.
Wait a minute.
Oh no, we're gonna get, physics involved.
Hey, you're having us fall off. And my brain isn't wanting to work to calculate it myself, so
Senior,
I'm
you are
cheating.
muted.
What do you expect from nerds?
I know.
2 seconds. It would take 2 seconds to fall 80 feet.
2.2 seconds.
2.2.
Well,
It's only a final speed of 50 miles an hour, so
I mean, it's survivable.
it's not bad. 72 feet per second. It's actually much faster than the dragon was flying.
I mean, he flung you off when his body got jerked by this big piece
wait,
hand.
his speed is 0. Does that mean he's falling as well?
No, because Big B's hand has him. He's in Big B's grasp.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you want Big B's hand to let go.
So he was basically flying at
Okay.
55 miles an hour. He was flying about 55 miles an hour.
Oh, wow.
So highway speed.
Well, he was. If you're doing it by 80, that's
oh, wait,
not
no,
right.
that's 80
Double
feet per
it.
6 seconds. Never
Yeah.
mind.
He was doing 160 feet.
Every 6 seconds, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're
So
in
They're
my
actually much slower.
estimation, they're going to both hit the
18
ground
miles
before
an
they
hour.
get within the 6 seconds.
Mm-hmm. They're coming. But
So that ends up
this is
working
the
out.
longest 2 seconds I've ever GM'd.
I'm going to cast
That's very interesting.
um
Every 10 feet per round is 1 mile per hour, approximately.
Approximately.
Slightly
knowing
over
what
that.
I know about the two.
I mean,
And
even odd.
considering I know Fix has really good armor, but Cadet has the Raven Queen.
True, I do have the Raven Queen. And maybe I can catch Fix.
I'm going to Vortex Warp at, because they're within 120 feet.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 3rd level spell. I'm going to Vortex Warp Fix, because I know his god is a building god, not a
flying one.
not a death god. And I also know the Fix is not the Raven Queen's champion. I'm going to Vortex Warp Fix down to the ground.
Okay,
Right.
out of
And when I'm going to do that for my action.
Oh, that would be a reaction. That would have to be a reaction.
Oh, okay. I have to wait for my action.
Because they are hitting the ground this
but
turn.
my action is coming up, and it is still this turn.
No, they're going to hit the ground.
We're hitting the ground during
the dragons, because Fix did a held action on the dragon's turn.
Fix did a
I thought it was on my turn.
It was on his. It was on Cadat's turn.
At
the
Oh,
end
it was
of
on
the
Cadat's turn.
At the end of the turn, and then a second later, it's Evangeline's turn. So I mean, It's gonna take me 2 seconds to.
No.
Except for that, each person who takes a turn isn't an additional 6 seconds.
No,
The whole
everybody's turn.
round lasts 6 seconds.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we're going to play that way, then we're going to change how we do initiatives and turn orders. Plain and simple. Because
would we
I
change it
have to
to?
keep some things in order.
Well, things
It's
still
all
happen in
good.
order.
Let,
We're just trying to figure out how to make it work so we don't die,
You're not going to.
or so we take the least damage possible.
it's okay. I will be okay taking the fall.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
You're the GM. You can bend the rules however you want to.
I know I can bend the rules however I want to. The dragon's turn happened. Cadet's turn, they shifted up there, and a cadet did his thing, had to finagle some things there, and then Fix's reaction, or Fix's held turn, basically. He took his held turn and caused the dragon to stop. So this is on Fix's held turn that
Which is
everybody's
still
getting
Cadet's
flung off.
turn.
No, well,
Well,
he's actually going after I'm done.
he's going
basically.
after Cadet technically, and so it flung them off. They're gonna hit the ground on this turn, on this set of
Initiative
actions.
order. On this
Yes.
initiative,
Okay.
it's all
Defying-
good.
Defying
So-
the laws of physics, I will turn around and keep moving east.
Okay. On your turn, then you can do that. But you're gonna hit the turn. You're gonna hit the ground.
You're so not gonna like me.
7,
Yeah.
It's what, 76?
16. Yeah. 26 points of bludgeoning damage. I just rolled it once for both of you.
Oh,
26.
Yeah, for hitting the
Oh,
ground.
that sucks.
And
had-
yes, you can do your no, because you already did your reaction. So if it takes a reaction,
Armor of Agathis goes away.
Oh.
Oh. You can't. Oh, yeah, that
I-
takes reaction.
I had 25 points.
so you took 1 point of damage.
Yeah.
But it means I don't have Armor of Agathis anymore.
I take 1 point of damage.
See, that's why I won't. If we want to do okay, everything happens. Okay, just as this is where it's at. If we want to do everything happens in 6 seconds, do not get frustrated with me. Do not get angry with me. But if we want to do everything in 6 seconds, then everybody decides what you're going to do during that 6 seconds. I'll decide what I'm going to do in that 6 seconds. And whatever you do cannot affect what somebody else chooses to do. But if we stay in turn order like that,
How long
then
does
whatever
the round
you
take?
do, the round is 6 seconds.
But that's not what you're saying.
Well,
Yes, but this is a
I-
mechanical thing. This is mechanics. This is not, this is how the game mechanics will work. Because if we don't want to do, if we want to do an official, like this is going to be 6 seconds and everything happens in 6 seconds, then whatever Kadath does during his turn cannot change what Fix does during his turn, because it would have to be a coordinated effort, or they don't know what each other's doing during that round. So that's kind of, and that's where the turn order and mechanics comes into play. That's why we do everything happens, whatever effects happen because Cadet took his turn is going to just go ahead and happen. And then when Fix takes his turn, whatever effects is going to happen, it's just going to happen.
and that's why reactions allow you to interject
Mhm.
into the initiative order.
Yes, and that is the purpose of reactions. So if you had like feather falling for reaction, done. You know, that's just kind of, that's how that happens. Now, if they had been 200 feet in the air, sure, there would have been an entire round before they hit the ground. but they
Would've
weren't.
hurt a lot more if we did, though.
Yes, it would have hurt a lot more if you did.
But I wouldn't have hit the ground at that point.
Exactly. There would
So
have
it had
been another
time to
turn
levitate.
to be able to do things if they were
Alright,
further
well,
up in the air,
I'd
but
say
they
let's
weren't.
just move on.
So, so that is just the way game mechanics are working, and we can change and try something new, but not in the middle of a battle. So let's finish this battle and we'll talk about it. So that brings us to Evangeline. Now it is your turn. They have hit the ground. You're moving eastward still?
I am going to move my full 30 feet.
Is Buckley still following you, or is he staying by the bell?
No, he's with me.
Okay.
That's why I'm moving 40
Gotcha.
feet around, because that's what he moves.
Okay, gotcha.
And I'm going to move on for my action. I'm going to move another 30 feet. And for my bonus action, I'm going to use Expeditious Retreat.
Okay.
And move and take the dash action, which moves me another 30 feet.
Okay.
So I'm going to move 90 feet this round, which puts me 50 feet in front of Buckley.
Okay. All right. You continue to head eastward toward this thing, knowing that it's still 2.5 miles away, because that was about 3 miles away.
That's about 3 miles away.
Where Fix saw the ruins.
The ruins. That's
you
where
just,
I'm headed.
Okay, you just know that
But
the key point of this direction.
I am keeping a lookout around me as I go.
Okay.
For that kind of stuff. I am looking for the altar.
Okay. All right. So you're headed that direction. All right. That brings us to Forsyth. What are you doing?
Okay, situational awareness first. Since I'm feared, where is the dragon in relationship to me?
It is about 160 feet or so away from you, 80 feet in the air. It is held aloft. It's no longer flying anywhere by Big B's hand.
Okay.
Cadeth and Fix have landed on the ground. You saw the, big of dust and dirt and rocks and whatnot as they slammed into the ground. You saw Evangeline kind of head the direction that you saw or that you felt or that you saw the ruins and felt the presence of nature. What was it? The celestial fae, that direction.
Okay.
Evangeline's headed that direction.
Question. Call lightning seems to indicate only a downward direction. Can the lightning actually go up?
The lightning, I would say you can call it to strike any direction you need it to.
Okay, because the way this is written, it flashes down from the cloud, but that doesn't make sense.
That's because
in reality.
they assume that the clouds are way up high, but if you only put the clouds above the tree line, then it'll flash
Well,
out.
the fact is you can only put it. Well, actually, it doesn't say how high you can put it. It just says 120 feet away from me. and
Yeah.
60 feet. So if I put it, I'm going to put it at an angle 120 feet from me, and that still should put it within 60 feet of the
Mm-hmm. Of
dragon.
the creature. Yeah.
And then I'm going to zap it. This is going to be, by the way, at 7th level.
Okay. Is that a dex
And
check or is that an attack?
that's a 17 dex check.
Okay. Oh,
I
and
think it
that's
should
at
go
disadvantage because he's being held.
right. He'll still
That's a
get it.
14.
Oh, 14. Nice. Oh, I see zeros there. 44 points of lightning damage.
Yeah, it kind of screeches. It didn't like that at all. Not at all.
And, I'm going to hold position, but I'm going to go ahead, since I have the spell going, it's a concentration spell. I am going to go ahead and use my bonus action to wild shape,
Okay.
fire elemental.
Okay.
While it won't do any damage to him, he can't do any damage to me either.
This is true. This is true.
Uh,
You have a bit of safety there.
yeah, so it's immune to fire damage.
Nice.
I don't know if he's immune or just resistant. So, but the fact is I can just keep zapping him.
Yeah, because it's not an attack spell.
Yes. So after a while, it's gonna start doing some damage. Well, 44 to start with.
Yeah.
Okay. And do I get another fear check?
Only if you break line of sight. I believe.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me double check. Nope. At the end of every turn, you can do this.
That's
So
what
go
I
ahead.
thought.
Yeah. Then go ahead and do it again.
Okay, 22.
22. You are no longer afeared.
Good. But I can't move based on
Yeah, because
starting
it's
it
at
that
the
way.
end of the turn. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that's my turn.
Okay.
I did my damage.
That brings us back to the top with Fix. You are on the ground.
I'm laughing and giggling.
You're having the ride of your life.
Wow. How fast is Evangeline moving?
She can move easily about 90 feet around if she uses all of her stuff right.
I am glad you guys aren't touching him now.
Yeah, right.
I wouldn't have wanted to do that to you.
So okay, so it's gonna take her a while to get to those ruins, like
Mm-hmm.
10 minutes or 10 to 15 minutes.
If
Yeah,
they
we can
are
hold
the
out
full
that long.
if they are the full 3 miles from her, yes.
Yeah, okay.
If.
Well, first, Big B's hand is going to crush it again. It doesn't have to roll because he's already grappled.
Mm-hmm.
That is 13 points of damage.
Okay.
Does that take an action? I don't think that takes an action.
No, I think that's a bonus action. Because I've complained about Big B's hand.
That is a bonus action. So my action. How far is he from me? Like 100 feet?
Roughly, yeah.
Okay.
80 feet straight up.
Well, they kind of trajectory flew off of him, so about 100 feet.
I'm going to really don't want to do save spells, but oh, what the heck. I need an intelligence saving throw.
Well, that is an 18.
Well, you want to know something? That fails.
Ah. is your DC?
19.
Holy crap. I was
All right.
close.
Yes, you were. Very. Um, he is going to take 8d6 points of psychic damage.
Oh, dear. Golly.
Oh, it helps if I don't drop the dice. Eh, That is 38 points of psychic damage. But the more important part is that for the next minute, he has to roll a d6 and subtract that number rolled from all attack rolls, ability checks, as well as its constitution saving throws to maintain concentration.
All right. And how much damage did you do?
38, I think I said. 38, 39. Go ahead and go with 38.
Okay. Oof. He's starting to look hurt.
Um, and then he gets a save at the end of each of its turns, but meh.
Oh, okay.
That was action, bonus action, movement. I'm gonna hide behind a rock.
Okay. You
Or
hide
run.
behind a rock. Whoop. You disappear from sight. That brings us to his turn. And he is going to attempt to attack this thing that's holding him.
Is he going to attempt to attack it or attempt to escape it?
No, he's going to attempt to attack it.
Okay.
He is going to, let me see if his fire breath takes up in his entire action.
It's not that hard to hit. You can hit it much easier than you can hit me.
Well, that's a change. Much easier.
Its AC is only 20.
Yours is 23, ain't it?
24.
24.
I'm a tuna can with little stubby legs, okay?
Can Big B's hand make a dexterity saving throw?
That I don't know.
Because he's going to breathe his fire. He was already prepping his fire breath
It does
while
have a
he was flying
dexterity.
in. Okay, roll me a dexterity saving throw.
18.
That fails. You are going to take wow, my dice are rolling. Ooh. Okay, you are going, Big B's hand is going to take 63 points of fire damage.
He is exactly bloodied. The hand is.
Dragon's not happy.
It's still holding on though.
And it will squirm, but it's still there. It did the fire breath. I think it can only do fire breath if it takes that as an action. It doesn't specifically say though. All right. And that is its turn.
It gets a save. Intelligence.
Oh, intelligence. Yeah, it was a little bit better, but no, it wasn't. It was worse. That is an 11.
Nope. It is still confuddled.
Ah. All right. And it is squirming in the air. That brings us to Kadeth.
Okay, is it closer to how close to the ground is it? Like how close am I to it?
It's about 100 feet from you.
So the only thing I can do is my weakest thing. Would have been better not to stop it.
It's held aloft by 80
I
feet in the air.
I did not think through the whole fact that we are going to be flown off of it.
Because I had some major stuff I was going to do while we were on top of it. That was the whole point of getting up there.
Well, you got flown.
So instead, I'm stuck with Eldritch Blast. Because
All right,
that's the
Eldritch
only
Blast
thing
that
I've
boy.
got that's longer than 60 feet.
Jump really, really high and then do it. Oh.
Levitate.
Or I can dispel magic at 120 feet. But
Well, you can dispel Bigby's hand if you.
or summon a Fae at 90 feet. Get a Fae up next to it that can just irritate it, then die instantly.
Yeah, I wouldn't have liked taking that 63 points of fire damage.
I may have been able
Yeah.
to prevent that with
You
part of
got
what I
him
was going to do.
distracted enough to do that.
All right. Well, one of them was 28. The other were under 20.
19 is the AC.
Okay. They weren't high enough. I got a whole 2 damage.
Wow.
That's all I could do.
Well, you know, you can
Every little
levitate.
bit helps.
How high can you levitate?
I don't think I can even. Yeah, I can't even do Hexblade's Curse because it has to be within 30 feet. And even if
Okay.
I was going to save or do Hex, that's at 90 feet.
You could do Hex.
No, that's at 90 feet. She
I
said
thought it was
100
about
feet.
90 because we
She
felt
said about
80.
100 feet.
No, I said 100 feet because
Oh.
trajectory-wise, you're
Gotcha.
80 feet below it and approximately, whatever feet in
Yeah.
front of it kind of thing. So, but you can move to get exactly 80 feet in
Yeah.
20 feet of movement.
Oh, I'm just
You can
going to wait
also
till it gets lower.
levitate.
Straight up and down. Oh, well, I guess there are trees nearby, but
Ah, that tickles. Stop it.
that's a full action, so I'm not going to do that this round.
Okay.
I'm done.
All right.
I
That
did
brings
my
us
2
to.
damage.
Oops, I'm looking at the wrong order. That brings us to Evangeline. Oh, and you can roll another fear save if you want.
I'm
At this
going
point,
to,
you're kind of moving away from him, so it's not like a. But if you wanted to turn around and run back, you would have to.
I'm going to move 60 feet.
Okay.
Buckley's going to move his 40 feet, and then I'm going to vortex warp him to me.
Okay.
And that's my action. That's
Okay.
my turn.
That's your turn. All right. That brings us to Foresight.
Okie dokie. I am going to move toward him while taunting him telepathically.
Okay.
What's the matter, lizard breath? And I am going to zap him again with the call lightning while
All
I'm
right.
moving.
Oh, that's a dex check, isn't it?
Yeah.
Minus
check.
a d6. That was a 1.
43 points of damage.
I rolled really bad on that.
And I'm closing up 30 feet on him. I'm not sure if I can more than I didn't actually look at my range. I can actually move 50 feet towards him. So I will
Okay.
do that. I'll move 50 feet towards him. But
All
that
right.
is my turn. And the taunting is for fun. I'm hoping it riles him to
All
come
right.
after me.
All right. That brings us back to Fix.
All right. Bigby's hand is going to drag the dragon down. How far can he move?
It's half movement when hauling something.
Yep, I'm trying to find out his movement. 60 feet, so he drags him down 30 feet.
Okay. Brings
And
him to 50 feet and through the trees at this point. If
then
he's pulling him straight down.
Yep, just straight down.
All right.
Also known as lightning rods.
Mhm.
Only did 11 damage that time.
All right.
on the Big B's hand. And then from me, that's not gonna work. Is there any metal on him?
On the dragon?
Yeah.
Not that you're aware of.
Intelligent saving throw, please.
Oh, that was actually a good roll. But probably not enough because that was a 14 with the
Not
minus
enough.
D6.
It takes 10 points of psychic damage. And that is my turn.
All right. That brings us to its turn. It is going to do bite and claw at Digby's hand at a minus D6.
Don't you love that spell?
Well, you know, it's a good spell. It's annoying, but it's a good spell. All right, with his bite, that is a 21, 20 to hit.
That'll just hit.
That's his bite. You have his attention. That's 7,
I have his wing.
15 points of piercing damage. And then his claw is 18 to hit.
That misses.
Because that was a bad roll for me. All right, that's all he can do. Oh, wait, no, he can do 2 claws. He's going to do another claw. He's got 4 feet. He should be able to do 2 claws. Well, that's not much better. Well, that was a 20 to hit.
With the negative D6?
Yep.
Okay, that'll hit.
Because I got a 23, and then I rolled a 3.
You should have rolled a 4.
I know. Too bad. That was 14 points of... Because that's not so good.
I just
14
imagine
points.
this. Yeah, I just imagine this dragon like stuck in the air, hanging there, screeching and clawing, and
He is. He's not happy. And Big B's hand is getting his full wrath right now.
it's
Which
none
is
of us
probably
getting
good
it.
for you guys.
Doesn't bother
that,
me.
that brings us to Cadet. He is 50 feet above the ground now, kind of being pulled through the canopy of trees.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna just do that. I'm gonna do mental prison. That's got a 60-foot range.
All right, what is that? Wait,
well,
does he get a save from that at the end of his turn?
Yes.
Yeah, he'll get some saves. So
What was it, an intelligence?
well, first it's
Yes.
an intelligence save initially.
12.
Well, it's intelligence from mine first.
Oh, from yours. Okay.
Oh shoot, what is this plus? I scrolled down too far. That's only a 15.
Nope.
All right, continue, Cadet.
So I need an intelligence save.
Yeah, that's not going to save. I got a 2 on the die and then a 4 on the 6-sider. It really doesn't matter what my pluses are unless it's crazy ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm starting at a -2.
Okay, so failed save. It's going to take 5d10 psychic damage initially. Uh, 10, 24, 28 psychic. And then the area around it immediately appears dangerous to it in some way. So I don't know. He thinks he's in a blizzard.
No, not the blizzard.
He's a fiery dragon.
All right, he's
And he can't see or hear anything beyond it, and is restrained for the spell's duration.
okay. That
If he's
means
moved out of it or reaches out of it, makes a melee attack through it, anything like that, then he'll take more damage.
Moved out of it, you say?
Feel free to move him out of it.
Darned if you do, darned if you don't.
Yeah,
Alright.
it's a brutal one.
What
'Cause
level is that?
I think it's a 6th level. No, I don't know. I've
Should
got
be
it as a
brutal.
Mystic Arcanum, so it's not a normal spell. It's essentially a special ability for me instead.
Ah,
Okay, that brings us to Evangeline. Are you just continuing to head eastward?
I'm going to move 90 feet and Bucky's going to move 40.
Okay. That brings us to, ouch, Forsyth.
okay. Well, we will start with the actual action since he's not low enough for me to hit him yet.
Nope, he is definitely not looking healthy.
So we will need a DC 17 Dex save. 4.
That's a nope, that was a 10.
24 points of lightning damage.
All right.
And
so close.
I'm going to continue to move to where he's dropping to.
Okay.
And I'm going to continue taunting him.
Okay, you're gonna get pretty much directly beneath him because the fire
I'm going
elemental
to
can move rather
I'm going to
quickly.
get in his mind.
All right. That brings us back to the top with Fix.
How bad does he look?
Bad.
Well, what do I want to do? I don't know. Let's see if we can kill him with Kadath's mental prison.
All right. So you
Well,
pull him
actually,
down again.
well, first, let's see what my clinch does. And it's 15 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I will pull him down.
Okay. What kind of damage does being pulled through that prison, Cadet?
What?
What kind of damage does it take being pulled through?
10d10. So about double what I just did. Is he being pulled out?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Figured I'd save my spell slot to see if this can take him out first.
It might. Let's see. That's a lot of 7s. I wrote 5 7s and all that.
Nice.
35, 40, 50, 62.
Yeah. As you pull down, the dragon flails a bit, and as it kind of starts to sputter some fire again, it just sputters out into smoke. It's thick black smoke. And as you continue to pull him down, he stops flailing and goes limp in Big B's hand.
I continue to bring him to the ground so he doesn't just crash on top of Kadath or something.
All right, you continue to lower it. Forsyth, you're standing there and you're like, oh.
I'm going to call some more lightning just for the fun of it.
All right.
Yeah, because, I can, and he can't get out of it.
Well,
That's
he's
true.
dead.
He's dead.
Yeah.
And
And with
stay
45 points of damage, he's not coming back.
Hmm.
dead. All right.
Looking at this thing, based on my knowledge of crafting armor and forging and stuff, how long would it take? And also, dealing with hides and stuff like that. How long do I feel like it would take me to harvest parts off of this thing?
It would probably take you several hours.
Gorilla's going to be here before then.
Sounded like the gorilla stopped.
Yeah,
when
if
it
you
heard the
haven't heard
dragon.
him.
But we still want the gold dragon, right?
Yeah, if we
Ring
can.
the bell.
I'll go over and
Alright.
ring the bell again.
Yeah, I'll go ring the bell again.
Let me use
All
the
right,
pommel of
you
my
can-
sword and just ring it with the pommel of the sword.
I'm going to hold.
You-
I'm going to hold form for now.
Okay, you hold form. You go over and ring the bell, and we're gonna take a quick break since we are done fighting this dragon. And you are ringing the bell. Evangeline, you hear the bell get rung again, and you kind of just like, seriously, guys?
I mean, Evangeline didn't communicate that she was doing anything. She just left us to deal with the dragon. She abandoned the
did
party.
If you
She did
haven't
say-
figured out already, Evangeline's told you multiple times, we need to get her out.
We
Mhm.
don't know where she is.
We do.
In the
There
ruins is
is
a very vague area.
I told Cadet the key points that way.
Yep. She said which direction. She said that um, she believes that in order to do this, you have to take care of the betrothed in order to reach the dragon or anything. She has told you this a couple of times.
See, I didn't catch the part about reaching the dragon.
Yep. Yeah, she mentioned
I
in
just
order
heard
to get the
say and ring
dragon,
bell
you
to get the dragon.
probably have to free the betrothed. You have to
Okay. Well, I didn't catch
unlock.
that.
Yeah, she did say that. All right, so we are at that point, and we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back briefly. I know we're really late for a break, but we need to take a break.
I couldn't wait. I have an old lady bladder.
It's fine.
I said, I'm out of here. I gotta
It's fine.
All right. And
We'll be
we'll
back
be right
shortly.
back. 3, 2. We're back.
Welcome back. It sounded like you hiccuped there.
I did.
Ah. Welcome back. All right, we are still in the forest. There's a dead red dragon that Fix is beginning to try to harvest. Cadet decides to try to ring the bell again because one dragon wasn't enough. And whatever this other creature that's out there that's huge, this ape-like creature, I don't know where that went. That got quiet. Evangeline is headed toward the ruins, and this is where we're picking up. Um,
I'm gonna look over at Fix. Hey, Fix. Maybe we should go follow Evangeline.
Mm,
Feels like she knows more than I've caught on to about what's going on.
well, I mean, what's going on is we just killed a dragon.
Yeah, but okay, more what we're here for.
To
Killing a
find a
dragon,
dragon.
right? But killing a dragon wasn't our goal. So I'm
But-
thinking we should go follow her.
Speak for
He's-
yourself.
He, he
It wasn't the
said
reason
that.
we came to
Oh,
these woods.
wait. You didn't hear what he said, did you? He knew we were trying to wake up the gold dragon. And he was trying to stop us. That's why he attacked us.
Still, we need to make sure she doesn't run herself into a brick wall.
Yeah, that too. I'm gonna start moving toward the city.
She's singing Pink Floyd.
Fine. I will get some of the dragon as much as I can in a short bit and then follow. I will take a selfie with it though.
He's got his
Um,
selfie stick out.
It's
That I
really
craft-
just a stick off of one of the trees, but
No, I crafted my own selfie stick. All right, I forged it. So, but yeah, and then
Of course.
since I'm already connected with her, I will let my mother know that I'm safe, and I will check in on her.
She says, "Okay." Still busy.
Big B's hand. Use Big B's hand.
Big B's hand. If I had it.
Can I tell how far from me she is?
She is south of you, roughly. You don't think she's very far.
Okay.
She's definitely not on the other side of the continent. Probably somewhere near Yashul.
I will follow after Evangeline, but I am very much keeping a tab on her, like to see if she gets into a critical condition.
Okay. Roll me a percentile Fix.
Okay. So of course
D100.
you asked for the one that I didn't have out in front of me.
You should always have all 7 of your dice.
But I don't.
I do. They're a click away.
I've got a lot more dice than just 7. Heck, I just rolled 10.
It's an 87.
I got more
87,
than
okay.
7 dice just laying right here.
All right. I will let you know what you pulled off the dragon. Eventually. I have to look all that up yet. I don't have that with me. All right. So that was for what you could harvest in a short amount of time.
I mean, I rolled a
All right.
99. Oh, no.
Yeah, no, you rolled an 87. All right, so you head toward the direction that Evangeline had head. And after ringing the bell, nothing else seems to happen. You know, waiting just a few minutes to have a discussion, let Fix pull some of the dragon stuff off, and then begin to head toward Evangeline. Nothing seems to happen. Evangeline, you're ahead of everybody else. As you're moving forward, it takes some time. You're continuously moving, like, okay, we got to take care of this. We got to take care of this now. And everybody else is kind of following in behind you, which you now know they're starting to follow you. Do you pause to wait for them, or do you just plow on ahead and expect them to catch up when they catch up?
I'm going to continue to plow ahead, but every other time I'm going to stop
Okay.
and vortex warp Buckley to me
Okay.
until I run out of. Oh, that's the wrong. Hold on. Second level spells,
Okay.
which is going to be 2 more times.
Okay. So you can go ahead and mark those.
And the last time that I vortex warp him to me, I am going to, because I know the party is on their way, and I'm going to speak out loud and say, Tamara, you
Mhm.
have to show me the way. And I'm going to hold that key in my hand
Okay.
rather than on
And it's
the
going to
book.
shock you.
He's doing the Inigo Montoya thing, but with a key instead of a sword.
um, so the key is in your hand, and it moves. It seems to stay steady with that eastern, northeastern kind of direction.
Okay.
There. So, and you continue to move that direction.
I'm going to pocket that, and I'm going to move 40 feet with Buckley now.
Okay. So that will give your party a chance to catch up unless you're double moving.
No.
Okay. All right. So eventually, after about almost 2 miles, roughly, unless you guys are booking it, are the other three of you like running to her or you just following?
Yeah, I'm using the dash action. So 100,
Okay.
50,
Okay.
50 feet because I'm still
You're still an
fire
elemental.
elemental.
Yeah.
Not running
So
outright, but moving quickly.
Moving quickly. Okay. So maybe about a mile and a half, you eventually catch up to Evangeline. Forsyth, you reach her first. Um, and she is moving in that direction. Every so often, you can see that she stops. She takes a look at the key, makes sure. And if you're watching, when she holds the key out, it kind of adjusts itself so that she can reorientate if or reorient herself to the direction that she needs to go. Which is Forsyth. You catch on. That is the direction you felt that Fey celestial when you communed with nature a while back.
okay.
It is that same direction. Um, and you guys continue onward. At about 2 3/4 miles, you begin to see ruins. You see cornerstones of buildings. You see some rubble from buildings that may have fallen over, or like earthquake kind of thing. You start to see all of these ruins. Um, as you kind of make your way through some of these ruins, you come upon what looks to be almost a shell. Have you ever seen those like music shells or
Fan
amphitheater
shell.
shells? It looks like a shell, and it is only like a sphere. It's a semi-sphere, half of a sphere. Um, and you see within it, in the center of it, you have there is
Chocolatey goodness.
a good there's a large like 20 foot, no, probably 30-foot diameter um, sphere in the center of it, a ground, and in the center of it is a raised platform, and it looks elongated. It's like rectangular. There is somebody laying on that platform as if, you know,
A
altar,
sacrifice.
uh, almost like a sacrifice. There's somebody laying on that platform. However, in the center of the sphere, it is separated from the outer area of the sphere by 20 feet. There's a 20-foot gap between what looks like old ground, old pavement, possibly even an old wall that's fallen down and broken. And then there's a 20-foot gap before that circular platform is there. And there, the shell is kind of coming up over her, but the shell looks dilapidated too. It looks like ruins of buildings that have fallen on it. Kadeth,
Mm-hmm.
knowing that you pretty much kind of have detect magic up most of the time,
Yeah,
um, you see
especially
a
going into
magical
these places.
yeah, you see a magical spear around this altar, um, that this rubble seems to be laying on top of.
So she's in one of those. Oh, I forget what it's called, but
And your key, Evangeline, is pointing
Straight to her.
straight to her. She is laying there. You see, as you kind of move a little closer, you see a fair skinned, blonde hair, beautifully, done, wearing a white robe or white, like, flowy dress. Not a robe, just a flowy dress. She seems to be adorned in gold jewelry. She has a gold circlet. She has a gold armband. It looks like she's barefoot, and she looks like she has a gold anklet on one ankle. Um,
What do I see?
she has a gold ring on one finger. Um, but you also do notice that the other foot, it looks like, has more or less a gold shackle on it.
What do I see?
With your true seeing, you see
A
an
gold
elven
dragon.
female. No,
Oh,
it
okay.
doesn't look like a gold dragon. It's an elven female.
um,
I'm betting it's a gold dragon.
you
Okay.
said there's a bunch of rubble on top of this magical
Mhm.
sphere.
If
Okay.
you wish to study that spear a little bit and its colors, go ahead and roll me an Arcana.
I will, but also,
Okay.
I'm assuming Big B's hand is no longer going, right?
Yeah, no,
Bigby's
he
Right.
hand
traveled.
was yeah, no.
Okay.
It
Yeah,
even if we wanted to, it does not last that long. I don't believe.
Okay.
I think it's
I'm
I
10
I can
minutes.
okay.
one
I'm
minute.
just making sure. That's
1
fine.
minute. Yeah.
I can recast it though.
Right. I got 10 for Arcana, so not much.
Okay. With your Arcana at a 10, you will know this. You will know that there are two different glows going. Which, because you'll know this from detect magic anyway, there are two different glows going. One of them is, I believe, enchantment, and the other one is abjuration. I don't have
Hmm.
my player's handbook. I'm just going to go with it.
Okay. And I'll relay that to everyone.
Does my arcana give me any other information? I rolled a
Um,
24.
you rolled a 24. Uh, Cadet, do you describe
Yeah,
what you're seeing?
I'll describe what I'm seeing to
Okay.
her.
All right. With your 24, you can kind of guess that knowing your artificer skills and what you would imbue into a piece of equipment or something, um, the enchantment you're not really sure about. But the abjuration that he describes seems to be a ward of some kind. It's going to trigger, like something is going to happen to cause it to trigger.
Don't forget, I am a wizard as well,
Yeah.
Well, that's
which is
true too.
which is why my arcana is
That's true.
I'm proficient
Your
in
arcana
arcana.
is so high. Yeah.
Does it so Evangeline, does it seem like this is something that's going to trigger if something enters that or leaves it, or would it trigger if it was dispelled?
Um, yes.
It could be any of those.
It could be any of
Okay.
those.
That would be my guess. It could be any of those.
Because my
But
thought was
figuring,
use Big B's hand swipe away all the debris from on top, dispel the sphere to get in there.
What is everybody's passive investigation?
17.
17. Yours is probably pretty high, Evangeline. What's your passive?
25.
Good heavens.
Probably less than that.
It is based on
11.
intelligence. Okay.
I'm much more wise than I am intelligent.
Yeah, it's based on intelligence. Okay, Evangeline, you figure the way Kadeth, on top of your Arcana roll and your passive investigation, you figure that these two magical spheres that are kind of conjoining there are connected. If one of them is, they would probably, even though they're connected, they would probably have to be dispelled separately. And being that the rubble is on top of it, you're figuring it would probably have to be, if it's being triggered by being passed through, it could probably only be passed through by a living creature. Being that the rubble seemed to have landed on top of it. But you think it is passable. You're just not sure if that will actually trigger it.
And the key is pointing straight ahead to her.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no key lock on the outside that I can see.
Not on the outside.
You tried moving
No.
side to side to make sure it's pointing at her and not beyond her?
I could
You
do
move
that.
about, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's
Pointing
pointing
at
to her.
Oh, pull out the card.
Pull out the key card.
Okay.
Take a look at it again.
You don't
Any-
see anything
Okay,
different
nothing new.
on it. Nothing new right now.
Okay. I wonder if the key would pass through.
I'm going to hold the key and I'm going to call out to the gods.
Okay.
Severus, Zanir, and Tamara.
Okay.
I'm just going to call out, protect us. But I'm going to go and try to walk through the sphere with the key.
Okay, as you move toward the sphere, you realize that there is a 20-foot drop or a 20-foot gap between you and the edge of that sphere. That you look down and you see a good 40-foot drop.
Is there some place to land on the other side before the sphere?
No, you would be jumping through the sphere to land on the platform.
And it's 25 foot.
It's 20-foot gap.
Oh, crap.
Do you want me to do this? I could just levitate myself and push that direction. Doesn't take a spell slot that way.
As I think for a minute. I will turn to
Wait.
Kadath and...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I will turn to Kadath and say, I don't want to risk anybody else's life.
I mean, I'm
It's a
pretty used to
40-foot
it at
drop.
this point.
Yeah, Fix is feeling
I mean,
rather bold.
we can cast fly on you, of course. That'd be an option. But I'm just saying I could do it with levitate instead. It's not as powerful as fly, but I can at least move.
Only if you so choose.
I'm willing to do it.
I am not
I can-
asking you to do it.
I can also just Misty Step over, and it doesn't take a spell slot.
If the, I'm wondering,
I'm thinking
I'm wondering if it'll allow for that or not.
Well, I'll
I
appear
know.
right above it, so I will fall down into it, not actually Misty Step through it.
Okay.
I am thinking with all that's happened that the two likely candidates here would be you and me, Kadath.
Possible. I mean,
Patra gave you the key card,
true.
and I'm the one who has communicated with Tamara and have used the key. And I'll stretch out my hand to Kadath.
I'll go ahead and take the key.
And
And
passing the
I
key.
will prepare. I will hold vortex warp.
Okay.
If
For-
something happens and he can't get through and something happens, so that I
Okay.
can keep him from
You
the
can pull
fall
him out.
and pull him back.
All right.
All right. Well, I'm gonna use my levitation ability and say, "Somebody give me a good shove."
I kick him in the
With a-
butt.
I was gonna say with a little burn on the butt, Forsyth can get you really far.
I might
He's
get
out.
you.
Maybe without doing
might-
damage.
I might get you past the. I'm there. Hold on.
I mean, I
really
just need
wanted
the
the burn
momentum,
bottom.
basically.
Well,
Let me see what we got here.
It doesn't take
Forsyth
much.
was-
It's just give me a little push, and I'm
Fix
fine.
will kick him in the butt.
Okay.
Like seriously, he just
yeah.
goes and kicks him.
Just
Yeah.
go up and kick
I
him.
don't have a
All
huge
right.
strength, so
Okay.
It's
You
fine.
kick him. It's not going to take too much. He's levitating, so therefore he's lighter than air. So
Right.
you kick him in the butt, and he
I'm doing
pushes
my
forward.
spacewalk thing.
You're doing your spacewalk. You're looking all cool doing it. All right. As you reach
Dude,
the ward,
start doing the moonwalk in midair on the way there.
I look to Evangeline and I say, I'm gonna tell everyone at the Order of Balance that I kicked his butt.
Yeah. The only part he could reach.
pretty
Technically, the
impressive
only
that
part
he
I can really reach is your shin. I had to jump for your ass. All right, I'm a dwarf.
All right. So you push him, he's floating forward. As you get closer to the ward, you feel kind of the hairs on your skin rise, and you feel this static charge.
Okay.
You hit that barrier, and as you go through, you're
And I've
going to
got the
take.
I'm got the key in front of me, so
Mhm.
It acts as a lightning rod.
right.
17 points of electric or lightning damage.
Okay.
It's electric.
It's
If you
electric.
would-
You go through, and you're on
Ooh,
the other
tingle.
side, and suddenly you realize you cannot hear anything, but you are still levitating.
Are
You're
we
kinda just
connected still?
floating. You can speak out telepathically, yeah.
Okay.
What was that flinch?
Eh,
I
You
like
don't
him
hear
better
him
this
voicing.
way. I like him better this way. Like, can we make this permanent, Evangeline?
I'm gonna float down to the ground
Okay.
there and walk over to
Okay.
the girl.
All right, you float down to the ground, and as you walk over to the girl, you touch the ground kind of gently because
Mhm.
levitate doesn't just drop you. You kind of touch the ground gently, but when you take that first step, you see lightning flash reactions, you see the girl get up, spin around on the opposite side of the altar, and kind of take a defensive pose. Roll me an insight check.
Insight? Okay.
Yep.
Seeing this reaction, can I enter into this area?
You will have a 20-foot gap to span.
20
I got a
foot gap.
20 on insight.
Okay, with your 20 on insight, you notice immediately that she's facing your direction, but she doesn't seem to be looking at you.
I'm
Also, with a
I'm
20
gonna
insight,
do the whole hands up, hey, I'm not here to hurt you thing.
also with a 20 insight, and although she kind of takes up a defensive pose, you see that, and you heard, well, you didn't hear, you can't hear anything. You can see like chain flipped. It is attached to her. But with your 20 insight, you can see that she has moved that chain in a way that
Mhm.
she could use it as a defense. Like
Okay.
she could actually use it as a defense.
I'm gonna look at her and say, I'm not here to hurt you.
You can't hear. You can't hear yourself.
Oh.
You assume that she
As-
can't
I
hear
am-
you.
Okay. If
As
I
a
can't
large-
hear myself, I'm still doing the, I'm not here to hurt you pose,
Mhm.
hands up. And I'm gonna motion to her basically to come here, I can and take you out.
As a large creature,
I'm going to telepathically
50
say
speed.
to Kadath, show her the key.
And I'll hold up the key. I'll
Do
hold
you
it
know
so
how
she can
far
see the
you
whole
can?
thing.
Do you know how far you can jump, Forsyth?
I don't know. My speed's 50 and I'm large.
I think it's
So I'd
based on
imagine it's-
strength.
It's
It's
based on strength.
yeah.
That's why a cat can't
But
jump, but
wouldn't-
an elephant can.
But
Right.
wouldn't my cat can jump a long way.
In D&D, cats
The
cannot
fact
jump.
is
Cats cannot jump.
yeah. And this, but yeah, in reality, it's the speed more than the strength. It's going to give you the ability to jump.
Well, a running jump adds like
Yeah,
10
running
feet or
jump.
something like that.
Yeah, with a running jump, you
Okay,
can
then-
easily do it.
Yeah, then I will run and jump.
Okay.
I will run at full speed and jump.
Okay. You will run and jump as you're trying to get. Kadeth, you're noticing that she's not responding to your motions. Again, she's facing your direction, but she's not looking at you.
I'm gonna kind of
And Forsyth,
circle around to the side because I also don't know what Forsyth's doing.
18 points of electric
No
lightning
problem.
damage as you push through the ward. It doesn't seem to have hindered your motion, but as
No.
soon as you get past, or nor did it cause you to drop your form. You push through the electric, and you end up on the other side. You realize you can't hear anything. You see Kadeth kind of start to talk. You didn't hear him.
I'm going to try
Like,
to reach out to her
can't hear anything.
telepathically.
Okay.
And I'm moving around to the side, like off
I'm
to the
going
right.
I'm going to just try to think to her. We're here to help you. If you would like some help, I can probably take that chain off of you.
Okay.
Or maybe that's what
as-
the key is for.
As
I,
when you land Forsyth, this is what you're going to see. When Forsyth lands, you see the girl kind of flinch a little bit toward that direction and kind of put her body where she's between the two of you, where she's kind of facing between the two of you.
Mhm.
But again, not looking at either one of you. So she kind of
Maybe she's
flinches a
blind.
little bit.
She might be
And then
blind. Yeah.
You start to walk around a little bit, and she starts to get a little nervous. You actually visibly see her start to get a little nervous. And she kind of don't know what to do with the split. So she gets a little nervous.
I'm gonna
noticing you
motion.
walking away.
Well, I'm gonna.
I'm gonna
think
tell. I'm
But-
gonna telepathically tell Kadeth to move her away from where the chain ends. Then I'm
I-
going to try to remove the end of the chain.
I can't move her right now. She's freaked
Oh,
out.
get her
She's
attention.
freaked out.
Move her
Well,
attention.
But
why don't
foresight.
let me try the key on the chain. I can
Foresight.
find a lock.
Foresight.
Okay.
When you telepathically communicate, can they telepathically communicate back, or is it one way?
I am.
It's two-way, I believe.
I believe it's two-way.
If
Yeah.
it's-
Well, I
It's
just
the
don't know
feet.
what the ability is. It's
Yeah,
not.
depending
Yeah.
on which,
Uh,
because there's a couple different
Where it
telepathy
comes from.
things.
Yeah.
this
The
is
telepathic feet.
TCOE.
Is it your
Let's
feet?
see. It's
I thought the feet is one way.
No, the feet, I think, is
60,
you use the
60 feet.
telepathy spell.
Utterances are in a language you know, and the creature understands you only if
Yeah, or
it
yeah,
knows
it's the
that
spell.
language.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
think the
common.
spell's one way.
No, your communication doesn't give the creature the ability to respond to you
Does not give the creature.
telepathically.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. All
So
right.
you can just tell her things, but tell her I'm
But-
gonna try and unlock the lock
Yeah,
on her
I
chain,
will
or
let
looking
her
for
know
a
that.
lock on the chain.
Right.
Okay. All right.
And that's
Do
what
you
I'm looking
communicate
for.
that?
Is I'm trying to find a lock.
Yeah.
Okay. You communicate that you're going to try to unlock
Yeah.
the chain.
Right.
You can tell that she's kind of thinking through what you're feeding her, what information you're feeding her. And she just, you see her still herself, like she's going to hold still. She's still kind of guarded and defensive, but she holds still as you begin to approach Kadeth,
Mhm.
because she's not quite sure who's
Yeah,
actually, which movement is actually communicating to
And
her,
I'm approaching very
but she's
slowly,
holding still.
holding the key in front of me, and I'm looking for a lock.
Okay. As you look for a lock, visibly, you don't see anything. As you hold out the key a little bit, you notice that the key seems to be emitting a little bit of an aura
Mhm.
now that it didn't used to. And as the key passes over an area of her shackle, a hole does appear.
I'm gonna put the key in there
All right.
and turn it.
You turn it, and it unlocks.
And
I'm gonna pull
I'll
the
help
necklace,
her.
You're gonna
I'll-
pull the necklace. What necklace?
the one with the bright sun, the blue star.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And I'm gonna work on helping her take the shackles off.
Well, it's just one. You unlock it,
Or-
it
yeah.
opens and kind of just falls off.
Uh,
Your detect magic is still going, right?
yeah.
Okay. As you do that and you unlock it, you realize that her anklet is
Mhm.
glowing, her ring is glowing, her circlet is glowing, her armband is glowing. They are all enchanted in some manner, and they do all look cursed.
Okay, I'm gonna hold out my hand to her. Basically offering for her to take my hand and motion back toward the others.
She does not move.
Okay.
She doesn't seem to
I'm
acknowledge
going
that
to-
you're actually making motion.
I'm
She
going
doesn't seem to
to.
even realize it.
Okay.
I'm going to telepathically tell her, my friend is going to lead you out. Please take his hand. Reach out your hand. He'll take yours.
After hearing that, she hesitates a minute, and then she holds out one of her hands.
and I'll grasp it firm but lightly, and start to lead her toward the edge, toward where the sphere is.
Okay.
What kind of
You
creature
lead her
did you
toward
turn
the sphere.
into?
He's a fire elemental.
Okay,
Currently.
that ain't gonna help.
Here, take her
Here.
with you.
Ride this thing.
I
Oh,
can
really? We
change.
don't mean to hurt you.
And I'm assuming she's pretty lightweight, probably.
Oh yeah, she's 5 foot nothing.
I'm gonna
and
think to Forsyth.
100 pounds.
Tell her
soaking
I'm
wet,
going to
probably.
pick her up and carry her out of the gap. She might feel
You might get shocked.
there might be a bit of a shock when we leave this protected area, but it'll
it won't
be
kill
okay.
you. Yeah, I'll let her
Alright.
know.
Okay.
And if it looks
Okay.
like she seems to be accepting that, I'm going to pick her up, cast levitate, and push off towards the other side.
Okay.
Is there a
I'm going to
silence
search the
in
area.
place
Is
Is
there
there
a
what?
what?
cast? Well, you said you couldn't hear anything, so can you even cast levitate?
Oh, that's true.
Yes,
Does it
because
take
I
a
cast
verbal?
levitate without what is it? It's without spending a spell slot or materials.
There's
So
Still got to have
let me
verbal.
see.
Still have
Hold
to have
on.
Is
verbal.
there
Let me see. Levitate.
verbal or semantic?
Oh, it does have verbal.
Okay.
So I attempt to do it, and do I start levitating?
No,
Okay. Then
because it does require verbal.
you said it's about a 20-foot gap.
hmm
Okay,
What's your strength?
10. I'm not
I mean, there's
strong.
no negatives.
I have an
I would have
idea.
to. I'd have to look up the exact, honestly, because that would be a close call for that one.
Give me a second. Okay, that's verbal.
And I don't have my
also.
Dean's guide with me.
That's completely verbal. Why are they all verbal?
Would you like me to look up
Stupid
something?
verbal.
Yes, please. Evangeline, will you please pull out your DM's guide and look up jumping?
I was gonna say I can look it up real quick. I'm on D&D Beyond. It's easy to find.
Okay.
I've looked it up before.
Because you would be close. Anybody who has like a 15 strength or higher wouldn't have a problem, but at least I don't think so. Not a running jump.
Jump.
Well, he's also
Oh, that's
carrying
the
somebody.
spell.
Yeah, you're also carrying somebody.
Why is
And
it
a
always
10 strength is like
going to the spell?
I'm going to forgo searching the area. I was going
There's
to take
jump.
the chain with me. And I'm going to go jump back.
Okay.
You know what?
And
I
then
have an idea.
I have a better idea.
I have a different
You
idea.
think you do.
Oh,
I am going
What?
to polymorph.
if you move at least 10 feet immediately before the jump.
I'm going to basically I'm going to revert form, then cast polymorph on myself.
Oh, wait, what?
And turn into a giant eagle.
Oh, so I can
10
only jump
plus.
10 feet because that's my strength.
And then
Gotcha.
fly.
10 plus feet and jump the number of feet to your strength score.
Yeah, so I can
Strength
jump a whole
score.
10 feet.
Okay. So you can jump.
I'm
Well, if a running jump, you would add.
no
to
running
that.
jump is 10
That
feet.
is a long jump.
Standing jump is half that.
No, you just read you add your strength score to it.
No. You can jump up to your strength score. That's it.
If you have a 10-foot run.
If you have a 10-foot run.
Jump.
Oh, that's much shorter than I anticipated. Okay.
Yeah. A little.
That's all right.
Little
Forsyth
short.
has an idea. So does Fix.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to polymorph. I'm going to go. I'm going to jump back, running jump back, full speed. Taking damage, obviously, but it doesn't matter because I'm dropping form. Then I'm going to cast polymorph on myself and
Okay.
become a giant eagle.
Okay.
And then I'm going to fly back, and there's not going to be enough damage to hurt me.
That was
I'm
only
going to tell
16.
her to climb on my back, and then I'm going to fly her
Well,
back over.
see, I need to
I'll
get back
fly
too.
both of them back over.
Yeah, as a giant eagle, he could probably carry you both.
Yeah,
Honestly.
I should have just kept my levitate going when I got there initially. Didn't
Yeah.
think about it.
Now, what
We
kind
never
of
think
damage
about
does
these
she
things.
take because she's got cursed items on her?
And is one of those cursed items going to kill her when she leaves?
We're
We'll
about
find
to find
out.
out.
I mean, I can't dispel them without dispelling other things first.
Your giant eagle
So-
form will end up taking 42 points of damage there and back.
For the round trip, okay.
Yeah, for the round trip.
Right.
Forsyth, or not Forsyth, Cadet, you're going to take 26. And
Ouch.
she is also going to take 26.
Ouch.
hmm
But she's still conscious, right?
Man,
She is still conscious.
taking
you
more
get her
from
out
this
of the-
thing than I did from the red dragon.
You get her out of there.
Actually, I
The,
didn't take
the
any from the
wards
red
are,
dragon.
are still up. You get her out of there. And she immediately grabs a hold of her ears
Like in pain? Oh,
in pain.
All right.
I will.
What were the items on her?
it's not the items, it's the noise.
She
Yeah,
has a
she's
circlet,
used to-
an armband, a ring, and an anklet.
Are they all still glowing?
They are all still glowing.
Okay, and they're all cursed.
They are all cursed.
It doesn't seem like it's one item, basically like one item split into multiple parts, or is it she's got all those separate things? They're all
She's got all
separate
those separate
things.
things. They're
Okay.
all separate things.
I can take one of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna dispel the.
Actually, I can take more than one.
I'm
do you
gonna
want
I
to
cast.
can only take one.
dispel or do you want to identify?
I
I'm
can't
using greater
identify.
restoration.
I'll identify.
You want to identify them?
Yep.
And I'm gonna
Do
while
you
we're
have to be at a certain range from her to identify?
I have to
It's
touch
the
well,
item.
we've gotten to her, so
Yeah, they're back over here. So I'll walk up and I'll
And-
identify
them.
each of the items.
Okay. But before
Actually,
we even do
first,
that,
I'm gonna walk up.
while we've got her, I'm gonna make sure to set her down gently and try and look at her, trying to calm her down. Essentially,
I'm gonna
I'm
walk
gonna-
up to her and I'm going to take a couple pieces of cloth and gently put it into her ears.
And
There
I'm
you
going
go.
to take the necklace over and see if there's any response as it approaches her.
Okay. As you guys do this, Forsyth, you get over to the other side. Cadet, you slide her down. She's grabbing her ears. She's definitely looking like she's in pain. You're trying to calm her down. It doesn't seem to be working too much, other than touch is okay. Like she's okay with the touch. Fix comes over with some cloth and helps her with her ears, and seems to relieve her a little bit. Evangeline, you pull out the necklace, and you realize that she still can't see.
Mhm.
Like she's still not visually aware.
I will.
But you have the
I'm going to.
necklace.
I'm going to cast. Which one am I casting?
I'll say he was
I'm
going
gonna
to try
cast-
to
Fix is doing
identify
some
stuff.
identify.
Okay.
I'm gonna
So-
identify them.
You start to identify. Now you can do this ritually, or can you, or
I'm
is
gonna
it taking
use-
spell slots?
I'm using spell slots because I don't want to
Okay.
take the 10 minutes.
All right. All right. So it's 4
How many
items.
times? 4? Okay. That will eat up my first level slots, but that is okay.
Okay.
Yep.
You are going to notice immediately, starting from her ankle. Actually, no, because you plugged her in her ears, you probably start with the
Start
circlet.
with the circlet.
The circlet is a circlet of blindness. The armband seems to be an armband of immortality. The ring is a ring of sustenance. And I realized that 5e got rid of ring of sustenance, but I'm putting it back in. Ring of sustenance. And the anklet seems to be an anklet of prestidigitation.
So that she always seems in immaculate condition.
All right.
I'll
I'm
dispel
gonna
the
cast.
circlet
Okay.
since I'm right there,
All
and I
right.
will do it. What level do I have?
And I'm basically still holding on to her gently, just kind of trying to keep her calm, but let her know we're still here.
Yeah. And you can tell that she can hear. It's just everything is just too much because
Yeah.
who knows how long she's been in there. Well, you guys
I
could guess how long she's been in there.
I can cast greater
Hundreds of years.
restoration on the circlet to remove the curse.
That does that remove
curse,
curses
remove
from
this.
object? You can remove
Oh,
curses from.
oh yeah. Your identify would recognize curses too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The curses are preventing removal, basically.
So I will cast greater restoration
Well,
on that
That's
cursed
like
object.
a 7th level slot. I can use a 3rd level.
It's a 5th level slot, but it removes it so even if it's attuned.
It'll remove it from an object.
I know.
Yes.
Will it
Okay.
strictly remove the curse?
One curse, including the target's attunement to a cursed magic item.
So it'll still. So I would still want to use dispel magic
Okay.
because it just removes the object from the person. It doesn't negate the object.
Yeah.
And I
You're
just
wanting
want
to use that object?
No, I'm wanting to destroy it so that it cannot.
Ah,
Your spell will just let them remove the object from them, but this item would still be cursed. So the next person that puts it on.
no, it removes the curse.
Removes. I thought remove curse.
Oh,
is
I
what
thought
you
it
did to
said
that.
remove the
The
attunement.
attunement.
Just
That's what I.
strictly
No,
the
one
attunement.
curse,
That was-
including.
There
Oh,
was a,
including
there was
the
a
attunement.
conjunction
Gotcha.
there.
Including the.
Gotcha.
You and your conjunctions.
So it removes the curse and allows them to remove the item.
All right.
Either way.
It's a smarter way to go.
Well,
they're
in
both
either
gonna have the
case,
same thing.
one of them's a blindness, but the
Yeah.
other one's maybe. It's hard to say.
Well, we're
So
going
the
to take the blindness
one,
away.
you're going to take the blindness one off.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to dispel magic on the blindness.
Not well.
Well,
I'm removing
if it removes,
restoring.
Yeah, like I don't care.
Yeah, greater restoration that takes care of the curse,
Okay.
and
So
she can remove the item, or we can take it off of her.
Remove the item. Okay, so you cast a greater restoration on the
Right.
circlet.
Before we take the circlet off of her, I'm going to take a piece of cloth and drape it over her eyes.
Because the light's going to kill her.
Mhm.
If the sound's not bad enough, she's about to get a migraine.
All right, you cast get greater restoration, and you
Right.
remove the circlet after
Right.
you place the cloth over her eyes. You see that she's kind of in this setting where she kind of doesn't know what's going on. Her ears are muffled now, so it's not hurting her as much. Her eyes are covered. Even if you were to remove the cover, she probably would have her eyes closed. And after a moment, you see that she's kind of just soaking it in for a moment, listening as best as she can, trying to gather information, recognizing. You can see that she kind of turns toward everybody that moves. And finally, in kind of a very rough voice, she speaks. She speaks in an ancient Elvish.
I'll use comprehend languages.
Okay. And as she speaks, anybody who knows Elvish can probably pick it up. You cast comprehend languages. She kind of gets out a rough, "Who are you?"
I will speak in Elvish, even though it's not ancient Elvish. I figure it's a two-way street. She'll kind of be able to figure out some of it. My name is Evangeline, and my party and I were guided here by Tamara to remove you from there. And I will reach for her hand with the necklace in my hand, and I will place it between our hands.
Did we get rid of the other cursed items yet?
No,
Not
the
yet.
others are cursed, but they're not
But they're not.
also
They're not
negative
harmful.
effects.
They're
They're
positive
actually helping
effects,
her.
but cursed.
Mhm.
Okay, so we
Yeah,
can deal
they're
them
not.
later.
Yeah, they're not harmful.
And I will actually cast dispel magic on the circlet because the target of greater restoration is the creature. So it
Yeah.
removes the curse from the creature and
Not-
allows them to
So-
remove an item.
Right.
It doesn't remove the curse from the item.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I don't
This is
know.
a tag team thing.
It's
Yep.
tag team. It
Yeah.
works.
Do you want
Yeah,
me to roll for it?
Um, you know that it's blindness, so no, you'll be
Okay.
able to because you
Focus
identified
it.
it ahead of time. Yeah.
Okay.
She will kind of feel that pendant, and she'll kind of take it and she'll reach for the cloth and she'll pull it away just slightly, so that she's still shielded. And you just said Evangeline? She say in Elvish, and you can still understand this, Vix. She's, all of you will hear the name Bright Sun. She'll say, "Are you Bright Sun?"
I am not. I found this in my travels and my journeys. But I found out it belonged to Bright Sun and that you were from Bright Sun. I feel it's only fair that it go back where it belongs.
She will hold on to that. Um, she'll say, I need time. I'll need time to adjust."
Fair enough.
Would
Where would you
a
like it to adjust at?
Anywhere here.
would a greater restoration help with her vision and sight at this point? Help them restore faster. I'm asking mostly because it doesn't really specify.
I don't have the
completely
spell to
there.
read it,
Hold on.
It's not
but
a technically an ability it has. I think it's more DM fiat.
Yeah, it's more
yeah,
of a.
that's
We feel like it would
that's kind
help.
of what I'm reading. Would it help? Probably even a lesser restoration would probably help. Um, Greater or lesser, either one would probably help
Because
because you are restoring the hearing and the sight and the
condition it for
it's kind of
lesser.
healing
It
them.
does say blind, deaf, and paralyzed, poison. for the
Mhm.
condition for lesser.
For the
So,
lesson. Yeah,
and this is kind of related.
it is related.
Oh,
So,
I can actually cast heal on her.
You can do that too.
yeah.
It says choose a creature you can see within range. A surge of positive energy flow washes through the creature, causing it to regain 70 hit points. This spell also ends blindness, deafness, and any diseases affecting the target.
But she doesn't
Yeah,
have those now. It's the
healed. Yes, but she has
It's
the
more the
effect of those
after
in
after
essence.
effect.
It's kind of the
Definitely
So I will
basically up to the DM.
go
Yeah.
ahead and cast
I
that
would
on
And
allow
her.
it.
lesser restoration will only cure
One. Whereas
Yeah.
heal would kill it, cure it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
All
can
right.
just heal her.
Gonna need a long rest here soon.
That's all right. So is she.
Yeah.
All right. You heal her.
All right.
And she's you see her visibly relax a little bit. She's not in as much pain. She's
It'll
feeling a little
also help
better.
her to see without the
Yep.
shock of it.
She pulls the cloths away and she begins to look
Ta-da!
around. And you see kind of a shocked look come across her face as she begins to look around. And that is where we're going to end tonight because it is
Oh, yeah, it's
10
late.
o'clock AZ time. We went a little over, but I wanted you guys to
Yeah.
meet this chick who you don't even know their name yet.
Not yet.
You just know
Soon.
that she was a bright son. Um, so that's where we're going to end tonight's session. And if you have joined us, be sure to like the video, subscribe, and share it. Share the video, get it out there. Also, you can check out our website, dndadjokes.com, where you can find all of the summaries from previous sessions, as well as upcoming events that we're going to be attending and things of that nature. So check that out. And don't forget our other social media, where the links are in the description of this video, as well as on our website. Um, other than that, I think that's it. Anything else we need to shout out?
Nope.
All right, then we'll see you next week when you find out more information about this chickadee.